everyone. Welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast Season 2, Episode 7. And oh boy, do we have a banger today. Literally, this is hours after a Nintendo Direct dropped. Clearly the biggest Nintendo thing to happen this year. Metroid and Zelda and Pikmin and Katamari Damacy and so many more, all in the same show. And then Mike wearing his DK hat because the full costume is too hot. It's too hot to handle.
Love it.
All right. First off, you guys know my co-host as always, Eric Moore. How's it going?
Good.
It's good. It's good. Next up, we'll just bring a little Mike up here. Where's Mike? There he is. Mike Odyssey. How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good.
You good? Just good.
I'm
He's
good.
alive.
I'm alive with you.
Andres Restart. How you doing, bud?
Oh my god, I'm so hyped. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. This is a little nugget. I gotta double check, but I'm pretty sure for my live stream, I used a background music that was a compilation of Pikmin, Metroid, and Zelda. And what were the big three for this direct? All right. I'm gonna shut up now.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
These
okay.
games
I'm
we've
ready.
all been talking about for the past 3 months.
Everything.
Cap Bergeson, the
Welcome.
burger. How's it going?
Good. I wore the right shirt today with this.
that's right.
Dude, my
Best energies.
There we go.
my heart's been
Both
like
of you.
pumping out of my chest all day. It's nuts. Yeah.
How many
I'm
times
gonna
you watched
drop
that trailer? Just be
6
honest.
so far.
Only 6. I'm surprised. It's
Only 6.
Uh,
I mean, I had to like do
I was surprised
dinner.
it's
and
not
other
just like on
stuff.
repeat or something.
How many discoveries have you made already?
No, trust me. I will. It will be on repeat, like when I'm working on a video for it. So it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
So I watching the trailer, it got me emotional, and then listening to Zelda's voice so much throughout the trailer, gave me the feels like, is Link just listening to is Zelda's voice the guide for Link throughout?
That'd be cool, honestly.
Well, we'll
You
get
know?
there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
You know,
We-
like-
Andor
Trust
toys.
me. We'll be talking some Zelda. First up, though, we got to welcome first timer, no cam man, Wes Nemo.
Yeah, sir. What's going on, fellas? How we doing? Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Nintendo
Heck yeah. Good to meet you.
Directo.
Hey, nice to meet you guys. What's up,
Yeah.
chat? How we doing?
It's gonna be fun. So we'll start off
There
our
you go.
podcast the way we start off every podcast. We have Wes up here right now. We start off by asking everyone, what have you been playing lately? So what have you been playing lately, Wes?
So, recently I've been playing Uncharted. Went back and played the Uncharted games. Got done the second one. Been playing a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy. You know, that's been pretty good. I played Hi-Fi Rush as well. That game is incredible. If you haven't played it, strongly recommend. Yep. That's about it, though.
Nice.
That's about it. That's all right. Eric, I know you were just playing today some stuff.
I
What
was.
what do you got going?
Oh, just Sparks of Hope again.
Sparks of Hope again.
Still killing
Keep it going.
Yep.
you don't
Finally
just
in
try
the
to
fifth
wait
world.
until Tears of the Kingdom gets here, right? You're just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to play like a half hour a week
Yeah.
until Tears of the
Yeah,
Kingdom
right.
gets here.
Yeah, no, I'm partway into the fifth world and still just enjoying it. I do have a couple other games that I can possibly get to once this is done before Tears of the Kingdom. but-
Possibly. There's a lot of games you could.
I mean, yes, but
I mean,
it-
NSO today.
Trading
card game.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be played eventually.
Eventually. All right. Mike, what have you been playing lately, buddy?
Well, in preparation for Tears of the Kingdom, I've been along like basically side by side playing with Nate on master mode. I'm pretty far in now. I'm pretty far in.
Yeah, you're past me. I know
Yeah.
you're past me.
Yeah, I've gotten all the towers. I have about, I would say, maybe like half of the shrines. I'm leaving.
Sure.
I'm leaving the divine beast. I already got my master sword. I'm leaving the divine beast for like the very end. I'm like, okay, once I get all the shrines and everything like that, I'll take the divine beast. Just because I know that the abilities that I get from the divine beast makes it a lot easier. So I'm trying to make it a master mode. You know? And get
I
myself-
mean, 3-heart run it. Then you're
Right.
there. You go.
I mean, I got all shrines with almost 4 to 5 hearts. So I mean, it's kind of impressive. There, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I've only taken out like 12 shrines so far. So
I'm so happy to say I started a Metroid game today.
Does it have Prime in its name?
Oh.
I'm just wondering.
Metroid Prime remaster. You know, I started it today.
$40 hairs.
It's just I started it and I'm like, man, I couldn't believe I was playing Metroid Prime today on Switch. You know, and I'm like, I was expecting it for it to be a little, more out in the year, but today, Shadow dropped today, digital.
Yeah, they've been sitting on that game for so long. It's so
They
obvious.
pretty much just kicked it out the door.
Game Boy Advance started a game from Minish Cap, and I'm like, oh man, I can't believe this is happening, man. We have it.
This is real.
Yeah,
This is real.
yeah. After all the speculating, no more speculating, no more rumors, no more leaks. We're here, finally. Man, it felt so good. Man, I can't. To me, I'm extremely in the clouds. Like seriously, I'm like Tears of the Kingdom.
Cloud9, baby.
Cloud9.
One
Cloud9.
of the best directs that I think I've witnessed like so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
Nice.
Yeah. Period.
Cap Bergeson, what have you been playing lately?
Oh, I always juggle games, so
I know you do.
a kind of handful. But I just started a new save file on Wind Waker on stream today because that game is awesome,
Noise.
by the way. But I have actually also in a bit of anticipation for Tears of the Kingdom because there's this weird feeling I have that there's going to be some form of save data read. So I've been trying to do another 100% run of Breath of the Wild, and I've already got like almost 70% done there. On this save file. I've kind of had it going in the background for a while, but very on and off. But now I'm like trying to go all in on it before the release. And then also Splatoon 3 because I can't get enough of Splatoon. But you know what game I'm going to be playing? Metroid Prime 4 or remaster. Metroid Prime 1 remaster. I want to say 4. I will be playing that. No, Metroid Prime 1 remaster. I cannot believe that they just dropped that today. We all owe Jeff Grubb an apology. For how everything went with that.
He's probably crying because now he probably feels like Nintendo intentionally.
I was going to say, anybody want to take a bet to see if
like
Nintendo
intentionally? We were going to announce it last year for a February drop, but you know what? Jeff Grubb put his hair on the line. We just want to see it cut.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've been like going back and forth, like, oh, maybe I should buy that game now. Oh, wait, what the physical's coming out? I'd rather get the physical copy. And then I keep seeing people posting screenshots, and I'm like, it looks so good.
They're trying to trick you, everyone, in the double dipping. That's what's happening.
Oh, I'm double dipping.
I might do it though.
A lot of people are double dipping.
I'm a shill. I might do it.
At least they only charge him 40. So I mean,
actually, I mean, it's like only like what? So I'm paying $20 extra for Metroid Prime. Like, Metroid Prime is an $80 game.
Yeah,
Metroid Prime is so good. And what it looks like to me, like I watched some people are live streaming it, and like if you guys remember when people do those like Unreal Engine demo projects, like those fan-made things, and you're always like, wow, this looks incredible, like how this looks so good, this fan-made thing, it looks amazing, but it would never actually run on the console. And that's exactly what this looks like, and it actually is running on the console. It looks so incredible. I'm in shock at how good it looks. Like,
I want to add one little thing. It does look pretty much as good as those Unreal little like things, but the difference is when you typically watch like Unreal Engine games, they feel kind of lifeless, right? Like there's not much animation to everything. Everything here looks lifeful. There's a buoyancy to the plant life. You can see the atmosphere. Like there are little mini effects going on. Like it is a living, breathing, beautiful Metroid Prime world. It's amazing.
I saw someone did a screen comparison of a screen grab from the original GameCube version and then now the new version, showing when sometimes it's dark and then like something will flash and you catch just a glimpse of Samus's reflection in the visor. It's like such a dope detail. And it's just that, like the comparison is like the glow up is so unreal. Like it looks so good. Her eyes look so real and full of life and energy. It's like I don't even know. I'm in disbelief about how freaking good it looks. It's so that's gonna take up many hours of my time in the next few weeks.
Did you like it?
I was
Twitter?
like ready
I
to drop everything.
Image.
I'll you know what? I'll send it to you on Twitter because it looks so good.
So
it's so good.
Andres, what have you been playing lately? I think
I'm going to tell you what I will be playing. It's downloading right now. Okay, right now.
We know what you will be playing.
There, right? It's down. I had to archive some things I haven't been playing because my big SD card is now not so
The
big.
the terabyte.
Yeah.
You have a
I
terabyte?
think it's actually not a terabyte. I should probably get one. Anyways, I will be playing Metroid Prime HD. I'm thinking I'm gonna play it twice. Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna play it a lot, and I'll probably be streaming it tomorrow. But beyond that, I have been, jumping in and out of Breath of the Wild. I'm probably gonna start an actual playthrough soon.
Mhm.
And I've still been playing Fire Emblem, and I still think Fire Emblem's great. Like it's a great game. I haven't had time to just completely go straight through it. Like I kind of want to just marathon through it real quick. But with all of this direct stuff going on, there's no time. Mike, I want to say, speculation ain't done. No, this is the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
Oh man.
Just the tip of the iceberg. Think about this
Andres
for a
is calling
second.
for Mother 3 coming to GBA NSO.
Oh, there we
Calling it
go.
right now.
Yeah,
The
great.
second half of Nintendo's lineup is just we don't know. It's just air.
This is
Fair.
okay. Can you guys confirm something for me? I would say a big majority of the games that were announced are ports or remakes, right? Taking away Breath of the Wild.
There's a pretty big chunk of remasters, I would say.
Yeah. So I mean, I've already said from the beginning, if we see a lot of remasters, there's more speculating to be done because something is on the horizon, and we're gonna know about it this year. And then with
I know what you're.
yeah, I'm not even.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going with that, Mike. I totally disagree.
I'll leave it for later on in the conversation. But
Nintendo did say in their investors meeting nothing is coming this fiscal year or this upcoming fiscal year. So
I mean, when does it end? When does it end?
April
March
or
31st.
March next year.
So I don't believe them.
Hey, I'm not saying that it's that, but I'm saying that it's interesting.
I mean, it's we can't deny it anymore. It's something is coming. Something's on the horizon. Something is there.
There's at least probably going to be a June Direct. Anyway, I know. I was supposed to just talk about the games
180
I'm playing.
Nintendo's
It's my
at E3. Cancel.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry about it. Nintendo's at E3. The reports are all wrong. All right.
Yeah, all right, agree.
I want to make sure we address one thing, kind of the elephant in the room. It wasn't actually announced at the Direct, but it is something that has become a huge topic of conversation. And that's the fact that Nintendo, for the first time ever, is charging $70 for a game.
Yeah.
And that is Tears of the Kingdom. And I know for most of us, we love Zelda. It don't matter. They charge $100. We're trying to get the collector's editions. It's whatever. It means not much to us, but it is sort of Nintendo's never done this. And why are they doing this? And there's no real answers. There's a lot of speculation,
Inflation.
a lot of, the other companies are doing it, but we're doing this. But then also don't be mad at us because we just dropped Metroid Prime for $40 when we've been charging $60 for all the other remasters. So what are we thinking about this whole $70 thing? I just want to get kind of the negative out of the way because I'm pretty sure everything else about the Direct is going to be all positive.
I think I know what's happening. I know what's happening. I think this is Nintendo setting up tiers for their game, their pricing, and I don't think every game will be $70. I think the best of the best games will be $70. For example, if they do come out with a brand, I was talking about this with Joyce J today in the stream, and if they do come out with let's say their mainline Mario game, open world, super promotional, I mean like the first party hit their top of the line game, $70. They come up with a remaster or a second tier game, Kirby, whatever, then they go at a lower tier, maybe 59 to 49, and all remasters and ports. That's we just saw the price for them right now with Metroid. So I don't think it's gonna be every single game. Personally, I like I said, we all know that Nintendo's been holding on to this price point for a long time, even though the market has changed completely ever since forever. And with inflation and all this, I'm just thankful for Nintendo for keeping the price in how it was for as long as they did, but it's come to a point where Nintendo themselves needs to be also gain, and I think they're doing it with tiers instead of just having Tears of the Kingdom with tiers in pricing points for certain games depending on their caliber and the game's strength. You know what I mean? So all Pokemon games, $70, because they sell.
I was gonna say, I don't know that a lot of people consider Pokemon to be like the upper echelon of their games. Like Pokemon's great, but it comes out really often. So clearly it doesn't get the same budget and development time as like the next 3D Mario did or Zelda did. So a lot of people would actually not consider that to be same tier. But if Nintendo's pricing this way, the Pokemon company's going to do it.
No, the pricing's just so inconsistent. Because, like, for example, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, $60. Metroid Prime Remastered, $40. Like,
to be fair, Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe does have new content in it, and they didn't say there's no new content in Metroid Prime from what we're aware of. So
Yeah.
And the other thing with that too is it could be trying to get more people into Metroid 2 by having the lower price point.
Then they should have marketed it.
No, you're absolutely right.
Look, the whole Metroid Prime thing announced today, and the drop is huge, and it made this direct amazing and awesome in many ways. But obviously, people who love Metroid are kind of like, that's cool. Why didn't we get a marketing campaign for this game? Because there is no marketing campaign. Now it'll trend for a day, and I bet you because of the price, it's actually going to sell quite a lot of copies today. Like it might sell over 1 million today. And that's really impressive for Metroid to do in any day, especially a shadow drop like this. But I don't know. We'll get to that in a moment. $70 prices. What? Let's go on. Mike got his piece in. Who wants to go next?
Well, I personally feel that it doesn't bother me because as much as I hate to pay extra $10, the thing is that the size and scope of games is not the same as it was when that $60 price point came into effect or became this sort of the norm. And actually, if anything, if you look at how much games cost during the cartridge era of the Super Nintendo and N64, then you start adjusting for inflation, games are cheaper now than they used to be. Games are actually costing less adjusted for inflation than they ever did, but they're costing more to develop. They're becoming larger in scope. They're lasting people more hours. Like a lot of Super Nintendo games are classics, but they're very short. They're very short, small games compared to the games that we have now. But you would have paid more for A Link to the Past back in the day than you will be for Tears of the Kingdom. So for me, like, it sucks because obviously I would rather not spend more money as a consumer, but from a business standpoint, I understand where they're coming from, and I guess it doesn't bother me that much because I want them to keep making games. And in order for them to be incentivized to keep making games, their games have to make a profit. Simple as that. So I don't care.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna throw this out there. So like Mike talked about the pricing tiers and like doing $70 only for their biggest of their big games. Their biggest of their big games make a profit anyways.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild sold 29 million copies. Nintendo made bank. Nintendo made big bank. They didn't need $70. So like the biggest of the big games that we're talking about, put $70. Just to play devil's advocate, those are the games that don't actually need that price point. They're already massively profitable, and Nintendo has made more money this generation than any generation in the company's history. So like they're in the midst of their most successful generation, their most profitable generation. So to play that devil's advocate, they don't really need $70 games.
Yeah, but they want to maybe they're starting now. And they want to set a precedent of what games are going to look like.
They also just gave all of their staff a 10% raise.
Sure.
If that's the trade-off,
I don't think it's a trade. I don't think one game being $70 is the trade-off for a 10% raise.
No, but still, like if they want to. If those two things are intrinsically related at all,
we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company with $15 billion in the bank. They don't need to make $70 games. It doesn't need to happen. Sure. There's a myth on $70 games. Oh, PlayStation, Xbox, all of these companies are some of the richest companies in the world. They don't need to make these games. They can make them $30 and they will still make bank. I want to be clear on this. PlayStation sells a majority of their copy of games after the first week because they cut the price in half. Like, this is not something these companies need to do. I want to make this perfectly clear. $70 games is because we'll pay for it. It's the same reason Nintendo doesn't reduce the price of their games. They just finally cut the price on Breath of the Wild today.
Is that just a sale though?
No. It's a price cut. It's in their PR. It's in their email they sent out. So they just cut the price of Breath of the Wild today, but they have a sequel coming out, right? So they probably want a bigger price gap between the old game and the new game, and that's fine. But we got to stop pretending this isn't just about them wanting to make more money to make more money, not because they need to make more money.
Fair. No, that's fair. I think we need
you
to
know-
talk about Andre's cat.
yeah.
Sorry, so I gotta play devil's advocate because I know we're all huge Nintendo fans and we're gonna be like,
No, totally.
oh, it's okay, and we'll make all these reasons. But in the end, these companies are already making all the money.
Yeah.
Why do they need to make all the more money from
Because
those of
that's
us that
how
don't
it
have
works.
as much money? as
That's
this?
how it works.
I got one answer for you that I think is going to answer it completely. This is both for Devil's Advocate and for what's the opposite of Devil's Advocate?
Angels
Angel's
Syndicate.
Advocate. Angels
I don't know.
Syndicate.
I have no. I actually don't even know what is the.
I don't know if there is a term.
Right. Make one up. Okay, you ready for it?
Sure.
Money. Money.
Yeah,
GG.
I agree.
If I had a
Um,
business, if I had a business that could sell a lemonade for 10 cents more and people will still buy it,
Well, I mean, that's what I said. Why does Nintendo not lower the
They don't
price of
have
the games? Because we'll
they
still
don't
buy
have
it.
to. They don't have to. But if you ask them more money, sure,
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to the market setting the price. You know, like
Yeah, I mean,
people are willing to pay $70, so Nintendo's
Exactly.
gonna make them $70. Same with PlayStation and Xbox. Like, you know, it's what the market does.
Yep.
If people are willing to pay for it, they're gonna make it 70. They'd make it 82 if they could.
They
Yeah.
would.
let's do it. I mean,
They're gonna just give
They're
it
gonna.
5 years.
Give it time.
And you know, I did a little bit of a calculation earlier on my stream, very poorly, but I got the job done. Basically, I assumed that let's say they sell 20 million Tears of the Kingdom copies if they sell it at $60, right?
Mhm.
But you know, if it's higher, then you know probably not as many people are going to buy it, right? Now it's just a $10 difference. I'm sure most people will buy it. And I took a poll on my channel, and when I looked at my channel, I mean, obviously it's small sample size. That's just my viewership, not the rest of the world. But yeah, about 90. It basically suggested about 90% would still buy the game, right? So if we assume that's the case, then if at 60 they were to sell 20, this is obviously hypothetical. I don't know how much it's going to sell, but you know, let's just say, right? Then at 70, probably only sell about 18 million, right? Which would be less, but they're also making $10 more per game. So I did the math, and 18 million times 10 is a bigger number than 20 million times. Well, no, 18 million times 70 is a bigger number than 20 million times 60. So even if they sell less copies, it might look a little worse from an optics perspective, right? But also a 10% drop probably isn't going to be that big of a difference in terms of like perception of how successful the game is, right? You know, from, you know, colloquially speak, like we're talking about it on social media and stuff, but they're going to make more money from it. Like there's going to be more revenue. So yeah,
I mean, that's what it's about at the end. They're just making more money. I mean, it's weird talking about because video games are like a luxury, right? Like it's a luxury entertainment medium. It's always been expensive, right? You buy several $100 machines or $1,000 PCs, and you know you're spending, you know, 50, 60, $70 on a game, unless it's indie games, and even then some of those are getting up 20, 25, 30. Their prices are going higher and higher as well.
Yeah.
And it's weird because we're obviously in this state of the world where a lot of the world is our currency is worthless. I mean, I'm paying twice as much for eggs now as I was 4 months ago. You know, it's interesting because our money's becoming worth less. So I understand having to raise the prices to maintain profit margins, but it's weird because as consumers, and this is where I'm that whole, hey, Nintendo doesn't need to do this. They're not suffering. We are. We're suffering, and now they want more of our money.
Mhm.
And that's where it kind of hurts because like even when Sony and PlayStation did, they tried to justify, oh well, you know, we got next gen systems and they're not spending any more money to develop games now than they were before. That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. They did it because they want to make more money. Okay, fine. And I understand inflation. I understand all those reasons. I gave those reasons when this first news was broke. But
Right.
also, these companies are massively profitable. Microsoft didn't have to lay out 10,000 employees. Did you see their last financial thing? They literally profited like $400 billion last quarter. Like, they have money. These companies all have money. They don't need to do this. They're doing it because it's corporate greed. They don't have enough. I think people forget, and they forget this with Nintendo, and I'm a staunch Nintendo guy, obviously. But Nintendo ain't our friends. They're charging 70 because they're going to get away with it.
They're my friends.
They're going to get away with it on the next Mario game, too. They might get away with it on Metroid Prime 4.
You might not
Like-
be my friend, but they're my friend. What about?
They're-
My best
Yeah.
friend. Since I was a kid. My best friend.
yeah, your best friend was named Nintendo?
Yeah, Nintendo NES. We used to go like hunting.
On walks, little strolls through the park.
No, we used to go hunting together, lizard hunting.
So, like, personally, I'm really not that upset about the $70 price because, as I said, I'm trying to get the collector's edition for $130, and I spent way more than this on Breath of the Wild. How many copies of that I bought?
Yeah.
But it's still one of those. As much as personally, I go, yeah, it's up to us as individuals always to decide if a game is worth the money for your entertainment value, right? Like, is $70 for Forspoken worth the money? Well, most people that play it are saying probably not. Is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to me going to be worth $70 to buy? Sure. It just feels like a weird time to increase the price, and it's on one specific game. Nothing else is at that price right now. You have other games, like it's kind of like the remaster prices too, like Kirby's 60, but Metroid's 40. They're not. It's just a really weird time, and obviously a lot of this is experimental. I think for Nintendo, like if they see that launch sales aren't as good at 70, like in 2 months maybe they drop it to 60.
Yeah.
Like,
If you
it's
look at other companies, it didn't affect PlayStation or Xbox or Ubisoft or EA. Like, I
Yeah,
think
didn't
the
God of War
$70
do
is-
really well?
Yeah,
God of War did
great,
really well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 70 is that's just how it's going to be. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Maybe they do a tiered system. I highly doubt it. I think $69.99 is just the standard. And
Yeah,
it's 'cause the
I
market
think
loves it.
by the time the Nintendo's next system comes out, so they're all just going to be $70.
I was just saying, I think they're preparing.
And
you
I
for-
already have a hard time stomaching $60 for things like Mario Tennis, and now you tell me that might be 70 like next year. That's
Tennis.
Maybe if
It's
in
rough.
4K, I guess.
that's
the
just
thing-
it's 4K, so you got to give us 10 more.
I do think that there is some to play devil's advocate, right? Because I also don't really have an actual problem with the game being at 70. I'm probably gonna buy the game twice. That's actually a tradition for me to buy Zelda more than once. So
get the game vouchers. You can get it for 50
maybe
Twice.
Let's go one
50
different.
twice.
twice. Yeah, well, yeah, but you can't buy it digitally twice for the same count.
I'm just joshing around.
Oh man, that would have been an idea though. Oh well.
I mean, well, put it this way: let's say they decide that Metroid Prime could be part of it. Well, you know what? You spend $10 more on Metroid Prime, but you save $20 on Zelda. You save $10 overall.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I guess.
Actually, I mean, yeah, if you,
But
I get it.
let me just say, if you're using a game voucher on a game that's less than $50, I don't know what you're doing. You should just wait, but spend it on Pikmin. Go buy Pikmin or something.
Yeah.
That's
buy
that's
Pikmin so that
Yeah.
they make more games.
yeah, Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom makes sense. Of course, you have to get them digitally, and Tears of the Kingdom are getting special edition. So
Well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have it digitally, so I have easy access all the time, and then I'll just keep the physical copy.
yeah.
Plus, I have this issue with Yulia that because my digital, because Breath of the Wild is digital and sharing, that, I'm like, no, you're just gonna have a physical copy, and I'm gonna have a digital, and we're not gonna talk about it anymore.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's it. It's been a roller coaster, my dude. Like,
but I know we're not even getting to the good stuff yet. I'm trying to
You were
get
devil's
I'm trying to get
advocating
the
something.
negative because this has been a
Thank you.
largely
Thank you,
negative
Eric.
reaction out of the
Yes,
way.
you're devil's
Right.
advocating
so I wanted to play
something.
devil's advocate to the being okay with the price tag. So I am okay with the price tag, right?
Yeah,
But I'm
I'm
playing
okay with
devil's
it, but
advocate, just considering another perspective. People can consider more than one perspective. Do not attack me with torches and forks, please. Pitchforks. Forks,
will.
it's maybe okay. Anyways, so like for a lot of the $70 games that are on the other systems, they're on systems that are next generation systems that have better visuals, right? They're in 4K, they're at 60 frames per second. Like these are from a graphical fidelity standpoint, like that's kind of like from an optics perspective, that's like the reason. Okay, these games are they require more resources to make. They're like that. Tears of the Kingdom is probably not going to be 60 frames per second on Switch, and it's definitely not going to be 4K.
But you know what game is 60 frames per second on Switch? Metroid Prime Remaster.
And it's only $40.
Just putting that out there.
Or
Sorry,
$39.99.
please go on. Please go
Yeah.
on.
But anyway, so all I'm saying though, right, is that I think some people might see that it's $70 and think, well, Switch can't even do 4K. Like, doesn't make any sense, right? So I think there might be some people that may look at it that way. I don't think that's fair because it's basically how expensive was the game, right? And Tears of the Kingdom is probably a higher budget game than a lot of $70 games. So, I don't think that's a fair actual perspective, but I do think some people are going to think that way. And now, for Nintendo's next system, we presume that it would be able to do more games at higher frame rates and better resolution. So there wouldn't be as much of a point that people kind of argue over. People will still argue over it. But anyway, I just want to kind of put that in there, that some people may just be upset because Tears of the Kingdom isn't going to be that on Switch yet at $70.
Mm.
Yeah,
if you
I mean,
wanna blame
I
somebody
would
for
counter
70
their
bucks,
argument.
you can-
Oh, sorry, Wes, please go.
Oh no, it's fine. You're good. I was just gonna say, if you wanted somebody to blame, just blame EA. They're the ones that were shameless enough to do it.
I mean, I'm always fine blaming EA for stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll blame EA for anything.
Damn it, EA!
Yeah,
You know what?
right.
You're why I have to pay more for Zelda, you bastards.
Let's
Right.
take our forks and fork them.
Yes.
Wait.
Ubisoft followed suit, and then it was PlayStation that it was like, okay, we'll do this, and then Xbox is like, okay, well, I'm down.
Well, they're doing
No,
it. Whatever.
Nintendo.
Everyone's just subbed to Game Pass
Yeah.
anyways.
I mean, it's consumers are buying it. I mean, all the normies that buy FIFA, like, they enabled it. So
Yeah, the FIFA stuff also is what like people get mad about microtrans. Blame EA.
exactly.
You see,
Blame 'em.
see what happened?
NTX,
FIFA, they created this, Matt, so then
they're making a killing from it.
yes they are. Yes they are. So I'll add one more point to this, just because I'm reading the chat a bit more on this topic because I'm always interested in alternative perspectives on what some people say and some people that disagree with the statement I said about like things like corporate greed. Here's the thing, though. Yes, inflation and everything is affecting everyone in the world, but when a business posts in a single quarter a net profit, this is net. This is after paying employees. This is after everything is considered. They added straight up, even after taxes, $1 billion to their bank account.
Mm.
I don't see this is in a quarter, by the way. This is just for 1 quarter of the year. Oh, they're paying their employees 10% more. Yeah, and they could do that, and they did that already without $70 games.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
can afford to pay their employees more. Apple can afford to pay their employees more. Google can afford. These companies are the richest companies in the world. They can afford to pay their employees more. They don't need to charge more. They're not charging more because Nintendo's in trouble. This isn't inflation's affecting their employees, so they're paying them 10% more, so we have to pay more for games. No, they could just stop taking as much profits and putting them in a damn bank and pay their employees more. They don't need $70. They're not. Nintendo ain't going out of business if they don't up to $70. Nor is Sony, nor is EA. EA is richer than Nintendo. They don't need to do this stuff. They have their microtransactions carrying the way.
Think
So,
about how many
like-
employees they like subcontract. Like,
Yeah.
how many Nintendo subcontractors are there? Same with other developers. Like, they're not paying more for more developers. I mean, they're pocketing the cash. Like,
Yeah.
that's just,
So,
it's
like
just
that-
typical.
Like that's my point. It's kind of it's up to us as consumers if we'll pay the price for Zelda. I'll pay it. I don't know that I'll pay it for some of their other IPs if they decide to put it at 70, because I already am really wary at 60 on some of those, and I'm like, well, and Nintendo never price drops, so it's not like I'm waiting for a price drop. I'm going to start just not buying all the Nintendo games if they all go to 70. They're going to get less money out of me overall. I'm someone who buys a dozen Nintendo games a year. Now I might only buy 3. That's just the way it goes if they're going to charge 70, because I'm only paying 70 for the absolute games that I feel are must plays. Like, is Metroid Prime 4? Sure. Zelda? Sure. 3D Mario? Sure. 2D Mario? I might pass at 70. That's a little bit much for my taste.
That is actually, it's a kind of interesting thinking about that, because now I would say that there is kind of a weird disparity we have that we just sort of accept, right? Like, there are Nintendo games, and it's not just Nintendo games, it's just kind of games across the board. Like, you'll see like a massive open world game come out for $70 or $60, and then you'll see like this other game that probably took them only a year to make, is not as long, is not as massive, and it costs $60 or $50, or it's literally the same price. Like, that happens
Like your
all
annual
the time.
edition of Sports Ball. And
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, if we talk about like FIFA or
Yeah.
2K, right? Like, they're the same, running on the same engine. They just optimize a little bit. They add, they update for
you
new
play the
characters. And,
rosters and yeah.
yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
say they don't do any
Love
work,
the
but
packs.
it's minimal by comparison.
Yeah.
Nah,
So that's why I mentioned the whole corporate greed thing. Look, no matter what we're talking about, all these companies that are doing it are the richest companies in the world, posting profit margins we could only dream of. They don't need the money. This isn't a need. This is a want.
Something else I want to bring up.
Counterpoint, though, it being a need and not a needs versus want, is that you could make that argument about all of this. Gaming is not a need.
No,
luxury.
it's not.
It's
It's
a
a it's
For us
a
on
it's
the
a
consumer
luxury.
side, too.
It's a luxury.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a need.
To your point.
It's a need.
Well,
I need it.
Julia would tell you right now. She literally left work. She she does in-home care, and she's there until like 11 at night, midnight. So she has like 3 hours where she doesn't have anything to do. She put all of the clients in work in her car, drove all the way back to our house during the Nintendo Direct to pick up the Switch because she needed to play Breath of the Wild. If she didn't
not
have Breath of the
Metroid
Wild
Prime
with her at
Remaster.
work, no, she don't care about that. She's not a big hardcore gamer.
She should.
She don't-
She should.
No, okay, you should be happy she's playing Zelda. It's her first Zelda game ever,
Yeah, I'm just.
and she just
amazing.
started. And she is just hooked. And she will tell you right now, I did it because I need it. I need it. I'm like, do you really need? No, I need it. I mean, you know what? For her mental health, she probably does need it. So I can see where some people view video games as a need a little bit. Obviously, it's an optional entertainment medium, and we survived many centuries without having them. But
games
for
are
some
becoming
people-
more important, though. You know, I
Oh,
think COVID did a lot to kind of make games more mainstream.
oh, absolutely.
And well, you
Totally.
know, there are studies that show that games can be. There are health benefits to playing a game, right? Like they are proven to boost your critical thinking skills. Like depending on the game, there are other things. Like for example, if you play Call of Duty, you're pretty good at like discerning certain things with your eye and pointing things out, especially in the dark. Like you're better. Like there are things that gaming can offer that are beneficial. Most of it is just kind of, you know, a healthy escape. In proper quantities, right? If you're playing Fortnite all day, every day, and not working or studying or exercising or eating healthy, that's not healthy.
And
right? Like there's
Rage
levels
quitting,
of this.
chucking your remote at the TV and costing your parents $2,000 every time.
Or when you play games with friends and coworkers and they throw your controllers because there's something wrong with them.
Oh, anyways,
Yeah.
I feel
just
like,
bad memories
things that have
coming up.
backstories.
Yes, there are
Yes.
many backstories.
Yes, there are.
Anyways.
There is.
Yeah. So, all right. I mean, look, it is what it is. Nintendo's doing it. Nothing we say is really going to change anything. They're either going to make everything 70, they're going to do something 70 and some not. They're going to slow transition, they're going to hard transition. Don't know. All we know is that, hey, Tears of the Kingdom, $70. Most of us are still going to pay it anyways. And
There's
I like
something
that
else
movie.
that I shouldn't say, but I'm going
Well,
to tell you because I'm an honest person. I don't want to say this because I feel like this might impact sales for a particular game, and I want this game to do really well. And I think
Metroid?
it deserves to do. No. Metroid is the opposite. Metroid, you buy that game as much as it's $40. It's like, you buy that game twice, thrice if you can.
Yeah.
It's a better looking game. It's a better quality game than pretty much everything on the eShop, and it's cheaper. Buy it, play it, change your life.
you could
Anyways.
you could tell what he loves. All right.
Yeah.
Going on.
I know. Anyways, no, actually, I'm talking about Advance Wars. And I have to double check this, but if I remember correctly, Advance Wars was for $49.99 before it was taken off the eShop. And now it's for $60. It's gone up $10.
And it's a $59 game, right?
It's $49, like 50
Yeah.
versus 60, right?
Yeah, basically the Nintendo's $59.99 regular. So
Yeah.
that itself, if you look at the whole picture, it screams tears. You know, it's the
So
first,
then why is Metroid a lower tier?
Yeah.
because it's not that it's not lower. It's not that it's a lower tier. It's that
Because it's a 15-hour game.
it's a
not
remaster.
like-
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a remaster and it's a
What
port.
the-
and it's-
okay, Advance Wars 1 and 2 can be beat in 15 hours. What are we talking about?
Yeah, well, it's two games, but it went up to $60. It
You
was
can beat them in like
$50.
3 hours.
When
each.
it was
Like, they're not
delayed,
long
and
games.
then it's now selling for 60. That's the point I want to focus
Just
on here.
My
They,
point
like,
was
low-key,
about
they
15 hours.
increased the price. Go on.
But my point,
My
was-
point about 15 hours was not that Metroid Prime shouldn't be priced the way it is. I'm saying more games should be priced lower like that. But
Okay.
sorry, Mike, please.
Yeah.
and my point is on my head right now. Okay,
There we go.
DK. By the way, why are we wearing a DK hat today, Mike? What's going on?
Listen, I did the rap. Okay, I did the rap. I'm working on the music video rap too with the whole suit. So
That's gonna be cool.
I'm going
That's cool.
above and beyond to accept my loss and to accept responsibility.
Hey,
Yeah, no,
if you need a Lanky Kong to join you, or like a Diddy Kong, or any Kong really, except for Tiny Kong, I don't want to dress up as Tiny Kong. I'll join you for that DK rap video.
Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong. Anyway,
All right. Hey, but I just want to make a few more points about this Advanced Wars thing, right? So
Yeah.
those points.
the chat seems to be verifying what I'm saying. It used to be $50. Game was delayed, taken off the eShop. They brought it back, and now it's $60.
Tears of the Kingdom.
I just don't know why that they did that. Is it just because they could sell it more, or did they take the
That's what
time
it
to
is.
improve it? I don't know if they made any mentions that they did.
No, they
anything
didn't.
else
They
to kinda add to it.
didn't.
It was just there. It was just in there. It's just not. It's not as big of a game as Tears of a Kingdom is. So anything that's Tears of the
It's
Kingdom,
not as big of a game as Metroid Prime.
it's
Right.
not.
Yeah,
But
the
it used to be
market dic- the market
50,
dictates
and they
the
made it
price.
60. What did you say, West Nemo?
They delay the
yeah,
game a year and raise it $10. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the market dictates the price. Like, if they think
Yeah.
people are willing to pay for it, then they'll sell it
Yeah.
for 60, and if not 50, like that's
There you
what it
go.
comes down to.
Perfect. That's exactly what I've been trying to say. It's what the value is to the market that they're price.
Yeah, and think about how much analytics they do and like data. Like,
Yeah.
you already know that they've probably group tested and like.
Yep.
So the point is, it's not so much that they're trying to like, get one on us. It's just that, well, back then, they inflation, like game prices are going up. Like back then, it wasn't as commonplace to have higher priced games, and now it's worth 60. Granted, Advance Wars is 2 games. It's not one. It's 2 remade games. So it's not like a cheap. It's not like a bad deal. It's just I was kind of curious why they increased the price.
The beauty
Okay,
of it, though,
yo-
guys, is like if you don't agree with the $60 price, $70 price tag, don't buy it. Supply and demand. If there's not a demand for the product, then they're gonna lower the price to try to create that demand.
Or get the vouchers.
Yeah, or Nintendo just won't make
Just bring
another
back
Advance Wars.
Nintendo Select.
Nintendo just might not make another Advance Wars. Like, oh, well, no one
Speaking of
bought it.
Nintendo Selects, Nintendo also said in their investors meeting they have no plans to offer a cheap version of their
I
game.
miss Nintendo
The-
Select.
dude, this Nintendo this is the part of Nintendo that's being ran. It's a numbers guy. Shintaro Furukawa is literally a numbers guy. He is not Iwata. He does not care about trying to be friendly to you late in the generation. He's just gonna rip your wallet, and he's just gonna.
But
keep
you want to
doing
know
it.
the funniest thing about this whole conversation is that here in Canada, where I live, we've already been paying $80 for
Yeah.
games for
You-
years.
Ask Australians
For
what they've been paying.
years.
Yeah.
You go to
So-
Brazil.
Yeah.
Ask Brazil what they have to do to
putting
even
that out
buy a
there.
Switch.
You know
I
what the
don't-
Switch cost at launch? $400 in Canada.
Yeah, Brazil would laugh
So-
at you. They would.
Yeah.
They wish they could get Switch for 400.
So
Wish they could get
I
Switch.
want to point out one
No,
other
they
quick
can.
something here. Okay, now I'm seeing conflicting things in the chat because now I'm seeing people saying that it was always 60. So
What?
until I confirm this, don't
listen to them.
Andres,
Yeah.
I can if it did increase $10, I can explain it. They need to pay for the storage. They had to store the physical copy
Yeah,
somewhere.
there we go.
So they had to pay for the storage
Yeah.
units.
The game was like a week from launch.
Yeah,
Nope,
right?
we're not bringing
Nope.
it out. So
they,
now
had,
we got
they had to store it
they had to pay for the
in
storage.
warehouses for a year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the warehouse.
Warehouses with like freezers, right? So they keep it iced,
Right.
but it stays
Yeah,
fresh.
exactly.
Right.
They
Yeah.
ice it and then they
Keep it fresh.
they air control it. They have to filter. They got to make sure the box art doesn't fade. Anyways, all right. So all right, enough of the negative stuff because obviously this stuff happened outside the direct, right? This technically leaked yesterday by Nintendo and then confirmed after the direct today that was the price they were in charge. So getting to the actual direct itself.
meat and potatoes.
I think there's a lot of ways we can go. We could talk Zelda, we could talk Metro, we could talk Pikmin, we could talk whatever. Let's just start general reaction to the direct overall. How are we feeling? What is the temperature of the room? You guys see the title of this stream, the best Nintendo Direct ever? Question mark.
It is, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, it is the best Nintendo Direct that I have ever seen in such a long time with the amount of games. I think it's mostly because the anticipation of a certain game was already there that we actually saw the game and we've been talking about it for so long. And I think it's a mixture of of us talking about these specific games for so long, right? And then actually seeing them come to fruition in front of our eyes, that gave us that satisfaction and brought the level of the direct just a little higher. You know what I mean? And it's not for any specific announcement. Of course, we have Tears of the Kingdom, the best trailer in the history of forever, but it's just that like we've been talking about Metroid Prime Remake for so long, and we've been talking about this and that, and all of a sudden watching everything that we've been speaking of, and then some rumors here, rumors there, all just come together and just look so beautiful in this little gift that Nintendo just gave us today. It was just so satisfying to watch, and so pleasing to see that finally this, we've been talking about the direct we've been wanting to see, and we got the direct we've been wanting to see. There are some little games here and there that good, little third party offers there, but when it comes to the first party games we've been talking for man, I'm like, we got it. There were those games that we wanted to see, but those were more like personal. But the ones we all wanted to see collectively, the way we wanted to end, we want to end the direct. Nintendo said, you know what? You want the Nintendo direct to end this way? Take it here. Platter, whatever,
Bro,
Platter.
Kingdom just looks incredible.
Platter.
Look,
I love it.
Pikmin, it was the first game that was announced, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Is this like 8K resolution with ray tracing? And then I'm like, what in the world?
Pikmin is crazy how realistic they go with the visuals
yeah.
compared to any other Nintendo game.
Yeah,
It's
Like,
very
oh,
good looking
Pikmin.
Switch game.
Realism. You want realism?
Like,
Play
you-
Pikmin.
The
Well,
first game
alright.
on GameCube, that was like one of the best looking GameCube games like in its entire life. So Pikmin 3 on Wii U for the time, like I was in awe at how real it looked. Like, yeah, no
And right
surprises.
now, it looks amazing on Switch.
Bro, oh god, I'm so
So
excited.
much that I wasn't a Pikmin fan until I saw that trailer.
It looks
You
so
should
good.
be, Mike. It's time to go back and play the first 3 games.
I will.
Yeah,
I,
Oh my
Time
gosh.
is now
Pikmin
after
Marathon.
you bought Metroid Prime Remaster.
Yeah.
And hey, they're not very long games, so they won't take you long to
They're
get through.
Yeah,
They're-
No.
but they're
But the replay
Oh.
value is insane on those games.
Yeah.
Like I can sit down and like replay those games like weekly. Like they're the replay
good.
value is like Star Fox 64 levels of good replay value. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
They're adding
Yeah.
nighttime gameplay. I wanted this. I
too.
talked about this earlier in the year. Like it's always been something we've always wondered. It's like, oh, well, what if we got to play on the planet at night? No, that's it. Mission over. No, we get to play at night now. That is insane. Like I'm trying to think of like a comp. Like if you don't play Pikmin, like it's like being able to go beyond the boundaries of Hyrule or something. Like the thing you always wish you could do in a game, we can finally do it in Pikmin 4. Like that's epic.
Nintendo Online. We got Game Boy. We got Game Boy Advance. We got Game Boy Color. I love it. I don't like the fact that they put Game Boy for the first tier. That's maybe okay. One negative. And then Game Boy Advance on the second tier.
saw
You
that
get
coming.
first
Yeah.
tier,
I called
just
that.
Game Boy.
yeah.
First tier, just Game Boy. Second tier, Game Boy and Advance. I'm like, I mean, it's not a great choice. I wanted the Game Boy brand, those Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance under the first tier, and then GameCube under the other one. Of course, that was just me.
Well, yeah, they're not doing GameCube.
Yeah, I know.
They're remastering everything. Don't worry about it.
I'm pretty sure if they are, it's probably coming for the next console, not this one.
But
But
they'll just port over all the remasters they're probably making right now.
Yeah, like I think they should just remaster. Like I don't think they're gonna give us GameCube games anytime soon.
I swear, if we get
Like,
Metroid
it's
Prime 1
remasters.
remaster and not 2 and 3, and then they just bring them to NSO, that's just gonna piss me off.
that's okay. Listen, that's okay if they
Yeah.
want to remaster some of the major games, but we're never getting an Animal Crossing remaster of the
Yeah, I
original.
don't think they'll ever get an Animal Crossing re-release.
Never
either.
getting
Yeah, the thing
we
is that
might-
one's tricky because it has a lot of virtual console games in it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, we're never getting for those games that we
To be
know-
fair, Mike, Animal Crossing on GameCube originally released on the N64 in Japan.
Yeah,
They could bring it to the N64 NSO.
That's true.
Oh, dude, that would be crazy. But that weren't the
actually.
visuals improved for GameCube?
Yeah, well, yeah, they were improved, but still, it's basically the exact same game.
Oh, would they just give us the N64 version?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they could just do that
Okay.
for that game.
That would be interesting to see that version because a lot of us didn't play it.
like
I
Paper
did.
Mario, Paper Mario, thousand year door. you can argue that
Remaster. That's
that
a
needs to be
remaster.
remastered. That
Has
needs
to
to be
get
remastered, man.
Yeah,
have they ever remastered a Paper Mario game in the past?
they will. 1,000-Year Door.
Well, okay. Have they ever remastered, a Metroid game until they did Samus Metroid?
You could
like
well,
Zero
Prime Trilogy
Zero
is
Mission.
technically a remaster.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
wasn't
Zero
really
Mission.
a remaster. Oh, Zero Mission. Okay, I'll give you Zero Mission.
All right,
Zero
well,
Mission was
all right.
like full blown
So,
remake.
Well, the
Okay.
point is, like, a lot of the remakes
Define-
and remasters are more recent.
All right, so
Sure.
just give us GameCube Online for those games that they will not be remastered.
Oh, Double Dash Online though.
Oh my gosh.
Double Dash
Mm.
Online.
Yeah.
What I really
Yeah.
want to see
Mhm.
is the Four Swords games with online co-op.
Oh yeah.
That would actually be killer.
You know
Good.
there's something to this idea though, because like I never like there was this connectivity with the Game Boy Advance Zelda games and
Mhm.
and the GameCube ones that they never really seemed feasible, because you need to have 2 Game Boy Advances, you need to have the cables, you need to have the games, you need to have 2 GameCubes and a person that would play with you, all that nonsense. Like
Yeah.
it would be
The
interesting
hardest
if
part,
they could
having a friend.
yes.
It's what the Switch is now, basically. It's what the Switch is now.
Yeah, but if they could facilitate all that under one platform, I'd be interested. You know, maybe it doesn't even have to be a virtual console thing. What if it's like some sort of like
I
Zelda
have a
collection
friend,
that
and
can
I
do that?
still don't get to play games with them. So,
Yeah,
On that note, you know what Nintendo was trying to do, right? They was trying to sell multiple consoles per home. What they're doing now successfully, So they started
They
there,
are.
and now
Yeah.
they're doing it now like hotcakes. Like, hey, you want to switch? Buy 2. Okay, I'll get it. Take it.
I do want to talk about something in relation to this though, right? So someone in my stream asked me, like my pre-show, well, how do you feel about them adding Game Boy to Nintendo Switch Online? And I said very confidently, there's no way it's going to happen, and let me explain why.
Oh,
Because
no.
literally every September Direct, they add.
I'm gonna send you a DK hat.
Yeah, yeah. And I've multiple times during that stream and during the video I posted, and now I will take the L. I will gladly take the L. I simply said what I said, and I explained why. Because literally every time we get a NSO update, it's in September because they want to do it because people are going to re-up. They want to make sure they re-up for that, but they didn't this time.
So it's because of the same reason I'm wearing the DK hat. It didn't matter what you think. Nintendo, and they're gonna do whatever they feel like.
Either that.
What pattern? Look at the pattern on my head. Like
Well,
Well, maybe,
Well, I mean-
maybe they're saving.
or
something
you
even
listen to the
better for
wrong
September.
patterns, because
Yeah.
I posted on Sunday that we were getting a direct this week.
I will never.
hey, hold on a second. Last time we did this podcast, I told you guys it was going to be on February February
Yes.
today. I said
Yes.
it would be at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and if you watch my stream on Monday, I
Yep.
told you it was
Yes.
announced at 9 a.m.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yesterday.
and I'm on record that I predicted the 15th. But
And
a report is different than that. I'm reporting the correct information.
I'm on record that I said
Yeah.
about 10 different dates, so I got it right anyway.
But
Yeah.
so
What's funny,
but-
Andres, is I had the exact opposite situation where I was streaming the direct, right?
yeah.
And the guy, Mr. Takahashi, says, "Oh, now an update for Nintendo Switch Online." And I just leaned into the mic and I said, "Game Boy." And then the Game Boy thing came up, and then we
You
started
summoned
laughing
it.
about it. And I'm like, "No way, did I just call that right?" And then someone asked in the chat, they said, "Do you think it's going to be base NSO membership, or do you think it's going to be NSO expansion pass?" And I said, "I bet you it's going to be Game Boy on the base membership, and then GBA on the expansion pass."
Yeah.
And then like 30 seconds later, they bring up the GBA thing and confirm
Yeah.
it. I'm like,
Nostradamus
happening?
confirmed.
Right,
Stop,
right.
stop making
Nostradamus
this happen.
confirmed.
Everything you say happens.
every-
I did
and-
agree with that though. I thought
Yeah, it
that's
was
how they
great.
would do it too. Like, I
It was
think I
great.
talked about it a few weeks ago. It made sense.
Doesn't mean you have to like it. Like Mike has a
Right,
point.
yeah.
Like Game Boy Advance, visually is usually on the level of the SNES, which is on the base NSO. So like
Yeah.
there's a point to think that, but then I would also go, well, how many more? This to me confirmed they don't plan to bring any of their other handhelds out, because at least not right now. Like
How would you even do
The-
DS?
because there's DS.
This
They
has
figured out in
touchscreen.
emulators. They could do it. We have a touchscreen.
Oh,
They can make that work. We literally had DS
That's
on Wii U, and you could play it on one screen. So like they already did it. They literally already did it on Wii U with one screen. So it can be done. It's just I thought, or at least I hoped, that they would do something more like, because remember how we have Sega Genesis, right? I was kind of hoping that they would do like a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance on base, and then announce the
Game Gear.
Game Gear.
the Game Gear for the
Oh.
next one. but that's not what they did. Obviously, I don't know if they can work that, even though it was Sega, but it's whatever. Once I this leaked last year, the emulator and stuff, so we kind of knew Nintendo was already working on it, which is why it was shocking it wasn't in September. And my theory is maybe it just wasn't ready, like for whatever reason. Like they planned it for last September, wasn't ready. Do we push it out a year? We'll just launch it at the next direct, and it's whatever. That's what I think happened, but obviously we don't know what happened behind the scenes.
Sure.
This director was insane, man. Like,
Yeah.
This is what I told people during my live stream. What was up with that first half of the direct? Just take Pikmin out, put it in the second half. That second half of the direct is what mattered. That second half of the direct is the best half of a direct I've ever seen in my life. Just that 20-minute segment. I'm sorry, it went like 22 minutes because of Zelda. Was like one of the greatest stretches of like Nintendo Direct reveals
All right.
I've ever seen.
Something that I don't think is going to get enough conversation. I'm going to bring it up now. The Xenoblade 3 DLC.
Go for it. There's
right,
people that want to talk about it.
All right. So, and there will be an analysis for this later this week, but also we said it would be an epilogue. We did not a prologue. We said an epilogue. Got hated for it. It is an epilogue, but not just any epilogue. We get Chad, grown-up adult Shulk. We get Chad, grown-up adult, more so than the others, Rex, and Super Chad Noah. All of them have aged and matured and are grown-ass men, and we're seeing them fight freaking Alvis, whose name starts with A, and is the only Mobius member we did not see throughout the entire game. All other letters were there, except for A. And now we're fighting Alvis, with the three main characters from the Xenoblade series as grown-ass men.
So we have Simon and Theodore anywhere?
What?
doesn't apparently know the chipmunks. That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay. Okay, I got you.
All
All right, okay.
I'm like, come on, you're not that age. Come on.
No.
You don't know who they are.
I know, but that just I was like,
You just couldn't get there. You just couldn't. The mind would not get. I'm too stuck in the Xenoblade mind.
yeah, I thought
Got it.
I don't know what you were.
Yeah, were you trying to think of like Simon and Theodore? Who are those guys in the game?
Yeah,
Did I
right.
miss something?
I have to say, I started playing Xenoblade. I made it halfway, but this trailer itself made me want to finish the game so that I can get to that, because that trailer that was awesome for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The whatever
Rex is built. He's like,
Sorry.
you just have that ready. What? Oh, come on. Anyways, Rex is wielding both swords for Mithra and Pyra. Like,
I don't know what that is. I haven't gotten that far yet.
you should go play Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Nah.
Oh boy. Oh.
He's the
All
main
right.
character for 2.
I don't
The
even.
main character for 1, the main character for 2, and the main character for 3 have all been aged up and are going to be fighting together against the ultra mega god of the Xenoblade world. It depicts
Megazord.
apparently Alvis.
The Megazord from Power Rangers.
Yeah, they're Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk Megazords, you can just go back to Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah.
Megazord.
Okay. Anyways, the point I'm making here is that of any sort of like story DLC they could have shown off, that was probably like the most hype thing they could have done. And they didn't even have to reveal that yet. They did it because they wanted to. They wanted to hype us up for Wave 4. Like, I mean, it makes sense financially because, they're going to show the coolest thing now. Tease it, just soft tease a couple seconds so we actually buy the Xenoblade DLC. Because I don't even think I bought... Actually, no, I bought it because I'm a huge Xenoblade fan. But, like, for example, Splatoon, I haven't bought... Okay, that one they just announced as well. I haven't bought the Fire Emblem one. Yeah, I'm not going to buy that one until they show, like, something, like, super extensive with the story there. But
Yeah, not just new characters and stuff.
Yeah.
You know why I didn't get?
anyways, it was super hype.
I don't get how last year it was the same time, right? Last year was the 9th, the direct, right? On the 9th.
Ninth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they announced wave one. I guess they had already, it was done already. Wave 1 of the Mario Kart blurby blurb for March, right?
Yep.
They
Yeah.
announced it again. This was okay, March again, so that they can fall into the spring. I'm like,
Yeah, I think they're okay. So I think the race is the it's done. I mean, they showed off all 4 tracks and they showed off a brand new. So it's not like it's not done. I think they're just trying to figure out the timing of releases. Like as an example, maybe it could have shadow dropped today, but then we also have Metroid today. And by the way,
Yeah.
like 3 demos that dropped today.
Yeah.
And we have a really busy month with Tales of Symphonia and Octopath Traveler 2 and Kirby. And then obviously, okay, well, what about next month? Well, they got their third-party company. Some of those games that they showed in the direct today are coming out in March. Plus,
It
they
may
got
still happen, then.
Bayonetta. It
Yeah.
could still happen, but I think it's one of those, at the time they recorded the direct, they just weren't quite exactly sure which week and which month they were going to drop it. They
Right.
just know they're dropping it before we get to summer.
Yeah, I mean, spring does mean March for Nintendo. Sometimes,
Yeah.
like for example,
Yeah.
they told us Kirby and the Forgotten Land was going to be spring, and it came
Yeah.
out in March, right? So that still may be the case for Mario Kart. May still be the March time. May still match
It
that
could be,
pattern
yeah.
from last year. But they also, to your point, Nate, maybe they're thinking about things, and maybe they're trying to think, oh, well, maybe we wait for the Mario movie to have something Mario related
That
come
could be
out
that. Could
around
be
that
yeah.
time too. So like imagine
Could be.
Mario Kart DLC the
'Cause
the weekend of the Mario.
There was no Mario announcements in this but that DLC. So
yeah.
they could maybe want to time it more closer on the
Yeah,
movie.
which is
Like, oh, you
2
just watched
weeks
the
later,
movie?
so,
You watched the movie? Nate, now go play Mario Kart. Everyone owns Mario Kart. Go play it. Go buy
Yeah.
it. Here's the DLC, new track.
They don't have to do that because that game will not leave the top 10 sales. And
It refuses to die, Mike. Let it be. It's going to be the first 60 million mainline Nintendo game ever that isn't like Wii Sports. Let it go. It's going. It's going places.
we
Can
will
we-
never get Mario Kart 9. That game will just be ported over and over and over again.
Forever and ever. Never.
Deluxe.
They'll never let Mario Kart 8 Deluxe die. It's coming back. We're getting Mario Kart 8 Double Deluxe, and it's just the same game, but they're going to give us, 96 new tracks over the course of 5 years. Have a good day.
I wouldn't actually be that mad. Like
I mean, that's a lot of tracks.
Right,
A
like-
lot of tr-
they're doubling they're doubling the amount of tracks in the
yeah,
game, which is
48,
already a lot.
48. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying, there's double the double.
No,
Let-
it's gonna
let's-
be Mario
let-
Kart 8 Ultimate.
Oh my god! You know what? Stop
Maybe.
going. No, this is Nintendo. It's going to be new Mario Kart
Oh,
8
yes.
Deluxe Ultimate Edition.
Yes, yes.
I think they're
With
just not going to
numbers.
have a number for the next Mario Kart. It's going to have some sort of cool name.
Or they just yeah, it'll just be called Mario Kart.
But let's just put this in perspective, though, which I think is interesting. A typical Mario Kart game in the past was 32 tracks, 16 brand new tracks, 16 remade tracks. And by the way, before the 2000s, like it was less than that. Like
Yeah,
it used to be like it's like 8 or 16. Like
Yeah,
the standard has gone up. But anyways, the previous standard was 32. Now we're gonna have 96.
Well, you got to remember they had DLC for Mario Kart 8 originally. This is actually the second time we've had DLC for Mario
Yeah.
Kart 8. So
Yeah.
the reason we were at 48 in the first place was due to DLC.
Correct. And now they're doubling it, which is just mind-boggling.
So now double to double. I'm just following
Double
the
again.
trends. I'm following the trends.
Yeah.
Double to double.
Yoshi's Island, though, what's cool about the Mario Kart DLC is that Wave 1, people were very critical of it, but they went back and they updated some things, like Coconut Mall has the moving cars now. And as each wave has come out, it seems like they've upped the ante a little bit. And with Wave 3, to me, it just feels like pretty much base game tracks. Like I feel like it measures up to the rest of the content in the game. You can nitpick, but the point is, I think it's at a level where people you have to be focused on nitpicking to really notice. And Wave 4 looks great. Like the Mario Kart DLC is good content. It's not a bad DLC expansion. It doesn't feel like a cop out. It feels like quality tracks that we're getting, and I'm excited to get more.
No,
All
one,
right.
you know what? We know one thing that this Nintendo Direct did due to my head. It left my brain empty.
I think
And
that might have been
In a way,
just
that,
everything else you have to deal with today.
not in a way, that could be it.
Yeah, it'd be like you were still
That
You got
could've been
anesthesia in
you
your
still had
system, bro.
anesthesia.
That
You
could've
were
been
screaming for
anesthesia.
like 5 hours
Yeah.
with anesthesia in you. So like
Yeah.
that's just
In a way, that's how much.
they might have played a role, maybe.
That's how much I love my people. Because
Oh, absolutely.
I came from the hospital, still with all band-aids and all my cables and stuff on me, and I went to stream. So
Yeah, you were just dragging the machines behind you on the way to the car.
right. but I mean, in a good way that it didn't leave anything else that I wanted from this Nintendo Direct. I was satisfied completely. I didn't leave the Direct saying, "Man, I wanted to see this."
The only thing I could say, and this isn't really a negative, this is just how they've done all their other directs, is that they always say, oh yeah, this direct is mainly focused on the first half of blah blah blah, but they always have something big they show for the second half. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
So that does leave the door for all the speculation and all the wonder. And okay, well, if Pikmin is it and that's coming in July, then what the hell is coming the rest of the year? They got to have something.
Mhm.
Maybe it's Pokemon that gets announced by the end of the year. Who knows? Or by the end of this month, because we have
There could be
Pokemon
a
Day coming up.
spin-off that comes out in the summer that helps to kind of tie things over,
Yeah.
and then we know
Yeah.
pretty much about their summer lineup, and then come June we do
Yeah.
get a direct, and then that's what tells us. The
But
rest of the
that's
year.
like the only thing I can see if you want to have a negative here is, well, look, there's multiple ways to have a negative. Let's be honest. There are some people that they only care about new, and DLC is cool, but it's for games that already exist. And remasters and remakes are cool, but also those games have already existed. There wasn't a lot of new. So if you're someone that's like, I need new, this wasn't for you. If you're somebody that's a hardcore Nintendo fan that's nostalgic and you want all these old games back, it feels amazing. And obviously, if you're like me and like many people, the only thing I really needed was Zelda. Everything else is just kind of, frosting to my cake. I got Zelda. And that Zelda trailer, which we haven't even dived into yet, and we will in a little bit because I can't get through this podcast without talking about it at some point, showed more new things than all the other trailers combined. And I don't know what to do with this. And my mind is exploding. And I honestly think that I might just go into a coma for the next 4 days dreaming before I come back and make a video. Because I
Just go into a coma for the next 3 months and just wake up when it comes out.
no.
I need to get the pre-order in first.
Yeah. I'm still trying to fight for the collector's edition. I can't. I'm
Listen-
not allowed to sleep.
Oh, that's right. I gotta be refreshing that page.
Yeah. I've been refreshing it this whole
One
time.
thing I noticed was that today during the surgery, I remember I wasn't laying on the bed and like, okay, we're gonna do the anesthesia now. So don't worry if you feel a little bit woozy or whatever. I didn't feel anything. I couldn't remember the last thing I said or anything. The next minute I was waking up. It was about 2 hours later. Like, what? What the heck? Where am I? I'm gonna go back to the doctor and just tell him to wake me up in May.
Wake me up when September ends. I mean,
There you go.
Wake me up in May.
Oh my gosh.
Now then you'll miss Tears of the Kingdom.
right?
Oh boy.
Wake me up on May 12th. Actually, no, I can't because man, that DLC extra deluxe thing with the book and the thing and the thing.
And the thing with the other thing.
Get your pre-order in and then wake up on May 12th. And then you're good.
But then they don't have a pre-order for the extras. They said it's gonna be available on the same day.
Um, This is just a kind of an update. This happened, I think, before our podcast began. But a lot of us have been really caught up at the direct. It was literally up until like a couple hours before the show.
Yeah.
Nintendo. When we talked about that $70 price thing earlier, Nintendo did say that we will determine the suggested retail price for any Nintendo product on a case-by-case basis. Not every game will be $70. So that's just Nintendo's official statement, of course, at the moment, because they were obviously
So exactly what Wes said.
exactly what. Yeah. But that's just what they're saying. Obviously, none of this might matter 2-3 years from now. So
Yeah.
But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there, as that was technically a news update that things are flying out there. I mean, even like Tears of the Kingdom, the thing ends, and then all of a sudden we get brand new screenshots showing even more things that we didn't even see that was in it.
Right.
Like, what is happening? Like, what's happening, guys? The marketing campaign has begun.
They
what's
told us
happening.
about the amiibo functionality.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the marketing campaign has
Customizing
begun.
your paraglider.
Every week we're
Yeah.
gonna hear something new about this game. Is my prediction at this point. From
Yeah.
moving forward. Something new.
I believe it too. I think that they're gonna shadow drop trailers from here on up.
Trailers, commercials, screenshots.
And there will be a
I
Zelda
don't wanna
Direct
say-
probably the beginning of April.
I don't want to say I told you so, but like for months. But for months, people are like, why haven't we seen more Tears of the Kingdom? And I have literally been saying February, things kick into gear. February, things will kick into gear, and that is when the marketing will start, and they will go all in on that until the game releases
Yeah.
in March, and then probably a little bit after still too. Mostly I've been saying that on the Game Over Jesse, the Hylian Gamescast podcast, which I was a part of. I have been saying that for months, and it just makes sense. Nintendo likes to market on the short term. They had Fire Emblem to get out the gate early in the year. Now that's done. They gave themselves like a couple weeks of breather, and now they're going all in on Tears of the Kingdom. And that trailer was fantastic.
Yeah, and the fact that is it that they can do it because they're sitting on the most anticipated game of the year. People,
Yeah,
will-
literally. They
Mm.
won the award.
So that itself is marketing. The marketing is. We've been marketing the game like every single
You know,
day.
it'd be
I
funny
mean-
if they raised the price of the game after it won most anticipated game. Well, it was most anticipated game.
Most anticipated game. Whoa, 70.
Yeah.
Market
70.
I can
Hold
so
up,
see
hold
that
up.
having happened.
the reviews came out a week ahead of time. Oh man, it's a 99. All right, guys, we just increased all the prices again by another $10.
No, they won't do that. But the DLC though will be
The
another
DLC,
$70.
Yeah, it won't be $20 this time. It's 50 plus. We'll see.
Yeah, I will say though, I do think the DLC for Tears of the Kingdom is going to be extensive. But I think it'll take
Yeah.
place on a different map. It'll be like an expansion that they'll we've talked.
Well, we'll
about.
see.
It'll come out for
We got to
Switch.
get the
Yeah.
the game here first.
Yeah.
Well, we're on the subject of Tears of the Kingdom. That trailer. What are you guys thinking? What are our thoughts? Because it wasn't like
Any
the 4 or
thoughts?
5 minutes people wanted. It was 2
No.
minutes. It was the longest trailer we've had.
Listen,
2 minutes and 18
was-
seconds.
So
I have to admit something. I was watching the trailer, and I was trying extremely hard, and I succeeded. I succeeded, and I think mostly because of this thing was covering me like this. You know, I tried hard to not be one of those people on YouTube.
You mean me?
You know,
You try
I mean,
not to be me. I understand.
Nobody link Mike to my stream from earlier.
Yeah, so
Nobody link.
I gotta see it
I
now.
was actually kind of quiet during it because I was trying to pay attention to every little
Right,
detail.
I couldn't because I as good that was like this because my eyes were teary when I was listening to the entire thing because, man, beautiful. It's beautiful. Dude, that's the word that I got to when I saw the trailer. Beautiful. I mean, the voice acting. If it was good in Breath of the Wild,
Ganondorf.
the voice. That's what I'm saying. The voice acting. That
I want to talk about that.
if it was
so much.
good in Breath of the Wild, man, in just this little trailer, the emotion and the ruckiness and
There was a lot of emotion. in this
Yeah.
trailer, yeah.
it was just man, I
I
feel
mean,
like
I almost got the impression that Zelda might even been sacrificing herself the way she's talking. Like this is
exactly. I think she ascended.
yeah. But again, it's another one of those things. We didn't see enough, so we don't really know. So a billion theories are gonna come.
Yeah, yeah.
The thought though
So
is that Zelda says in that trailer, Link, I don't think that you'll be able. I don't know if you'll be able to.
Yeah, like
right,
she's like,
so
I-
this
for
is
once, I
after
doubt
the
you.
attack.
The fact
Yeah.
is that you wake up in the Shrine of Resurrection in Breath of the Wild, and the first thing she says to you, well, other than open your eyes and take the Sheikah Slate, is
Yeah,
you are, our only hope. You're the light, our light.
yeah.
She's
It's like I
absolutely
believe in you.
confident in you.
Yeah, you
Absolutely
can do
confident.
this. And this time she's like, yeah, I think you're done.
I don't even. I
You
don't even
got
know
no
if- yeah.
shot.
And that's what's so amazing about this. So let me kind of I want to like just kind of piggyback on this, right? So like when I was looking at the trailer, the ending parts of the trailer, they make it clear that Link, it wasn't just like they ran into Gandalf and got wrecked. Like no, Link was fighting. His arm, his shoulder was all burned and scarred, and he was still
Mhm.
fighting with the sword. And basically Gandalf walloped him, right? So I'm assuming somehow Link and Zelda escaped and things happened to both of them. But to your point, when she says that, the implication there is that the power difference of Calamity Ganon versus Gandalf is substantial. So what's really cool about this, right? It's not only that Gandalf is stronger, but it's also that
Almost like stronger than he's ever been. It's crazy.
yeah, it's not but
Mhm.
it's that, but also that Link and Gandalf fought. They had a battle. Link got destroyed. So and now Gandalf has a personality, he has a voice. And a criticism that I had for Breath of the Wild is that final boss was lacking in kind of like that rivalry, that relationship. So that's one of the reasons why I feel that one of the final boss and the final sequence in Ocarina of Time is arguably one of the best in gaming history.
Mhm.
Is because throughout
So good.
Ocarina of Time, it's not just that Gandalf is really powerful. It's that there's a relationship between Link and Gandalf that's built throughout the course of the game. There's this rivalry that's built there.
Mhm.
And here in Tears of the Kingdom, they're building it again with even higher stakes. So when we finally get to Ganondorf at the end, when he's supposed to be far stronger than us, when we're the underdog by a far greater degree than Breath of the Wild, when we got our butt kicked by Ganondorf, and when this guy who wants to destroy everything, there's an actual personality, there's a character there, and not just a random force of nature, it becomes the stakes are higher, and it's going to feel far more satisfying when we have that battle. So this is setting itself up to have a much more climactic end than Breath of the Wild.
I mean, they set him up already where like he says something. I can't remember the exact line, but it's something like "leave no survivors" or something. And you're just
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah,
What
it's
are you? You're wiping the
Massive.
planet clean?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the three-headed flaming dragon?
Yes.
It looks like
On the bridge.
Yes, on the
There's
bridge.
so many new enemies shown in that trailer. I
Looks like we
was
might
like
have Redead's back. Ugh.
losing my mind. The big blins from the DS games look like they're back.
Yeah.
The big chunky boys. The got like Kargaroks or something, some kind of
Yeah.
like winged guys that are not keys.
Yeah.
Big ass dragon, maybe Gleeok
Mhm.
even.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
looked it
maybe,
up.
yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
new
the
takes on some
closest that we
classic
have in
enemies.
Zelda. Yeah.
It's the only
Yeah.
other three-headed dragon. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what's interesting
someone's
about
asking
that
where
is
the
what if the
champions.
other
They
dragons
are
are
dead.
reimagined?
Yeah, they were dead at the
They've been dead
They're-
for 100
look,
years already.
Yeah, they were dead at the beginning of Breath of the Wild. Guys, they're still
Yeah.
dead at the end. I'm just like they
Yeah.
don't
They
come
are
back.
Still dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
Bonobo's gonna
Um,
be the new champion.
Who?
Who?
Bonobo.
Bonobo? Oh, Yenobu or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
Nobo.
From the Gorons? Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's
The guy who's
Yeah.
super afraid of everything. Yeah.
The champion successors. You got Riju.
Right.
Yeah, we
Bonobo.
do have the successors, and I wonder what happened
Yeah.
to them. Like, because we haven't obviously seen all of those areas again.
Well-
And if he's like destroy everything, it'd be really crazy if we go there and they're already dead.
Yeah.
Like they tried and they
Yeah.
couldn't. Like this is so far beyond what their predecessors were dealing with. They just
Or I mean, it could be something as simple as just like they're not there with Link because they're defending their home base. Basically, you go to Zora. Sidon's not walking around Hyrule with you because he's the only thing holding.
I know it's
monsters
early
from
impressions,
chaos.
but I kind of get the idea that if it's to the point where Zelda's like, I don't think you can do this. I
Yeah.
think he's already wiped most of the planet.
Yeah, I think me too.
Like I think there's very very few people left.
Yeah.
And they're in hiding. And like Link is literally the only hope, but also he's the hope that's already been wrecked, and nobody thinks can actually do anything anymore.
I got the same feeling too.
And, by the way, I
Yeah.
think Zelda dies, and that's another reason why all hope gets lost for so many people. Is because
Yeah.
Zelda's dead.
Yeah, and it's like just
Just a thought, though. I don't know.
this is the
Obviously,
finale. This is the finale. I think this is the finale of the Legend of Zelda. I don't know what's gonna happen after, because this is so big. This is so huge that how will Nintendo top this with the next game? You know what I mean?
well, I think they're getting. Look, all my theories about Demise, I'm throwing that out the window. I don't think Demise is coming back this game.
No,
But even though the Master Sword's broken, I don't know. But here's the thing. I have a theory about this, and I've thought this for a while, that this could be the finality or the final chapter of Ganondorf, which feels crazy to say because he's been the main bad guy for so long. But he hasn't always been the only one. And he's now at his peak of his powers. Whatever's going on, we've never seen him this powerful ever. Like Zelda, you hold him back on his own with the power of the Triforce. Just one part of it. Okay, cool. Or he just sits there and his ambitions aren't like this. So maybe he's always had this power and he's just sucked at using it. And according to Miyamoto, there's only ever been one Ganon/Ganondorf the entire time, which means, maybe now he's finally figured out how to unlock his full powers, and now we're seeing that in action, and he's just pissed. He's tired of losing. He's tired of this stupid shit. I'm done. I ain't messing around anymore. I'm gonna destroy everything. This is just the way it's gonna be. I don't even feel bad about it anymore. This isn't Wind Waker anymore. I ain't crying over spilt milk. It's done. And I kind of think if that's the case, and we're seeing the peak of his powers, if the game ends with us ultimately defeating him in some way, we presume that's how it's going to end because that's how Zelda usually ends. I don't know that there's anything left for him after this.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you might see like the game. Some people think it might be a trilogy. And if it is, I think that might be where with the Master Sword program, that's where it sets up for then Demise to return in the next game. Because he's the only thing above him. In Zelda lore, anyways. He's the only thing above him.
And the only way for Link to win this game is to destroy himself too, and the end, everything dies.
Well, I mean, we had that technically. Of course, they just made that up out of thin air. The downfall timeline. I mean, it's true. Link could die in the like. We've never had a Zelda game where like Zelda or Link have ever died. Like that's never really been a thing.
Yeah.
But this game, I don't know what. Like, it just seems so much more sinister and ominous
and beautiful
and beautiful. I mean, from a visual perspective, this game's at a new level than Breath of the Wild. It's not even comparable. I don't even think it's comparable. Like you could see images where I'm just stopping in the trailer going frame by frame, and I'm like, okay, that's 1080p. We did not even get 1080p with the last Zelda. Like that's way clearer than anything I saw in Breath of the Wild. And I'm just going frame by frame through a compressed video on YouTube. Like it's just The way they do it, the lighting's been improved. I think the textures have been improved. There's a lot more particle effects going on almost all the time.
It's a cool thing. Like, I mean, it kind of goes back to the graphics stuff we've talked about, right? Like, you can see so much detail from high up. Like, you can see Hyrule in the background in better detail in the footage we've seen, even though the distance is greater because of how much higher you are. That just goes to show how much they've improved the technology. And also, you brought up how like some of we see more footage from the beginning segment of the game, like that opening trailer that we saw the first time they announced it back in 2019. I would argue it looks in some ways better, or like because it's very clearly like all in engine. We see some more angles when Link and Zelda are falling down, and the lighting there, like it looks really good.
Yeah,
like this is peak Switch. Like whatever, like I don't, obviously Switch is dated hardware. But I think they're very clearly pushing the Switch to the absolute limit with this game.
Is that that new image processing patent? Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be. They have that new image processing. FSR is also in play, I'm sure, because they've been using that on some of their games. I mean, there's probably a lot in the works. And like the big thing for me is, and people keep forgetting, Breath of the Wild's a Wii U game. Switch is more powerful than a Wii U. It's actually a pretty decent gap. Yeah. So like we've never actually seen the game built specifically for Switch, which is one reason why I think it looks so good. All I know is Nintendo, stop leaving me with the damn cliffhanger on if Zelda saves Link or Link saves Zelda while she's falling. I'm tired of it. This has happened twice now.
There's footage of a woman that looks like Zelda. You just don't see her head.
The angelic, the more angelic goddess type thing. Yeah.
Goddess
Like could be Hylia, yeah.
Well, Hylia is Zelda. It's kind of weird.
Kind of.
Right? Yeah, kind
of.
Well,
Hylia reincarnated as specifically Skyward Sword Zelda. Every Zelda after that is just carrying on the bloodline. But like Breath of the Wild Zelda isn't technically Hylia unless something happens.
Unless something happens, yeah.
Unless something happens, but yeah.
But technically, the Skyward Sword Zelda is the only one that is a reincarnation. And it's possible that some of those powers have been passed down, hence the Triforce stuff. But that doesn't technically Hylia hasn't reincarnated more than
so when we go back to Skyward Sword, it's kind of interesting because Zelda is like your childhood friend, but she awakens her powers and obtains like knowledge as Hylia, like right. So she like becomes Hylia, even though she's Zelda at the same time. And at the end of the game, she's still your Zelda, like she's still your friend. She just has like a greater awareness of her purpose and what she's supposed to do. If I'm a betting man, and obviously we don't know, right? But there is clearly someone, and we do see the voice of Zelda. We don't know if it is Zelda, but there is the voice of Zelda speaking after the fact of that initial attack when Zelda fell. Like, so there's someone that's Zelda-esque that is talking to Link and telling him, "Hey, I don't think you can do this this time."
That's her voice. That's her voice.
I don't think that Hylia is out of the question because it's like even though Hylia in ancient times fought Demise, barely won, reincarnated herself as Zelda. Hylia still exists outside of time, as it says in the game, from her place at the edge of time, and still communicates with Link directly in Skyward Sword through Fi, and then in Breath of the Wild through goddess statues, right? So Hylia is in this weird place where existed mortally in the world of Hyrule, or before it was even called Hyrule, and then also exists outside of time, and is able to communicate directly to denizens in the mortal plane, as it were. It's just that's a power move right there. No, it's I have the power. I don't think Hylia is out of the question at all. Absolutely.
Well, who was Zelda talking to? Like whenever she was saying,
some
give Link
spirit.
power.
Yeah, like there's someone that holds Link's hand. All right,
give Link the power, and you're like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm assuming that green hand is like a personality. That's
why I think that's the line that actually made me think Zelda sacrificed herself. Because like, I think Hylia or whoever was going to give her the power, and she's like, to save her, and she's like, no, give Link the power.
Yeah,
like I can't do it. You give it to him, like whatever. That's why I felt like there's a sacrifice, not just in not having the ability, but maybe it's like Hylia shows up, like she falls down, and Link doesn't catch her. She falls down the thing because we see her fall down without Link being able to catch her in a different trailer. And so then maybe Hylia, actually does show up and is like, hey, you know, and all of a sudden that scene's coming where they put their hands together like in the thing, and all of a sudden, you know, Zelda, you know, can just she falls and she goes, no, don't.
All right, before we get into
Yeah,
that, sorry.
What? All right, before we get into welcome to the
Yeah.
Odyssey,
Oh, man.
the like
But
press
you-
play.
You know, though,
we-
that
if
might
we-
be why the Sacred Realm has come down. Like with like the Sky Islands, right? Like, yeah, if it's the Sacred Realm, we don't know, but like it is definitely like a holier. It's definitely more special than typical Hyrule, right? Like it has a
Yeah.
certain mysticism to it.
Mhm.
It could be why it comes down. It could be related to Hylia potentially. Like I think it's a possibility. But just to throw an idea out you, right? Like I don't like the idea of thinking that Zelda's dead. Like I want to think that she somehow survived, right? But you know,
Sure.
to,
A lot of
to
people do.
assume let's say she does die. You guys are right.
Continue. on
She
this train of
dies,
thought.
Goddess Hylia steps in, and Zelda's spirit asks to help, like her dying words or whatever, her dying magic, something like that.
Yeah.
What I can sort of envision, Hylia works with Link here. At the end of the game when they beat Ganondorf, there's a sacrifice, and the sacrifice is Hylia. Hylia dies, but brings back Zelda at the end. So Link and Zelda can brave a new world together that is post both Hylia and Ganondorf. Like it just ends the
What
cycle
if-
entirely.
What if we have to go on a quest to reconnect or regather the pieces of the Triforce to bring back Zelda or something along those lines?
Yeah, because that's the thing. I don't know if we need Hylia to sacrifice herself, because we know that when you have all three pieces of the Triforce, you're granted a wish,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Link could wish her back.
Or
If
he
you
could
get
just
it.
basically he could just
Like I kind of like look. I think the Triforce is going to be part of the equation here, and I do
Yeah, I
think
agree.
that like if Zelda sacrifices herself or chooses to and tells Hylia to give Link even her powers, what she's saying is give Link my part of the Triforce. Even though I can't live without it, give it to him so he has the best chance to beat Ganondorf on his own. But
I like
And
what
so- and
Papa
some people-
Gamer said in the chat.
and
Papa
some
Gamer
people-
said
What'd
Link
he
can
say?
wish for everyone back. So think about this.
yeah.
Ganondorf has
On
a
the Thanos
Triforce of
snap
power. Ganondorf
Thanos!
has a Triforce of power.
That's what I said.
So
That's
maybe-
what I said.
yeah,
So at the end of the game, Link defeats Ganondorf, gets the Triforce of Power. He collects Triforce of Courage. He gets Triforce of Wisdom for some quest for Zelda, and then makes the wish to bring everyone back because everyone's dead,
But Ganon.
except for Ganondorf. Yeah, and then the dragon splits into
or he
7 Dragon
forgets to
Balls.
say but Ganondorf, so we see everything going all nice and easy, and then like
At the
deep
end.
below,
Yeah.
deep below
Runs
the
away.
ground,
Yeah.
deep below the ground. They just show in the final cutscene of the game, deep below the ground, just a small smidge of malice crawls, and that's
That would be cool. But here's another idea. What if instead they just showed a new male Gerudo being born at the end of the game?
Mm.
Oh, that could be too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so weird because even if it's a new male, there's only ever been one Ganon, so it's like
Well, what?
How does
What?
the
Well,
Power-
to
how
do
the
with
power
Count Force
transfer?
Adventures.
Listen. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically.
Why does it have to go back to the beginning? Why can't just at the end, like for example, the camera shows on Link right from the back, and all of a sudden it's dark, and all of a sudden we
Dude,
see his eyes, and
he brings everyone back, including the OG champions.
and then he becomes the villain in the next series of Zelda.
Oh boy, there's so many crazy ways they can go. Like here's the thing. They did
You're
not. It's like every other trailer. There's so much shown, but so little of it can we really connect properly.
We still don't know if there's
That's
dungeons.
good.
We still don't know
That's
about the shrine
good.
replacements yet. Like there's a lot. There's still way
like,
more
there's
question
like
marks.
these little glowing places, not the towers or whatever they were showing. These
Yeah,
little
we
glowing
have-
places. That I'm like, is that a shrine replacement? What is that?
That
what's
looks
that
like
thing
the
glowing in
replacement for the
Kakariko?
Sheikah Tower.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not the towers, because they have towers. There
Oh,
with,
okay.
like, the
Okay. So
spotlights
you're
going up.
talking about the green spirals.
Yeah.
So I believe
There's a
those
couple
green
places that sound
spirals
like
are
that.
what links you to the sky, because there's
Yeah,
also
okay.
spirals on the
Okay.
islands,
Sure.
and I think it might be related to the the portaling with the
Yeah,
little-
yeah.
And there's
it might be.
actually similar green, or sometimes even green, spiraling things in Minish Cap, which is now on Switch, that you can use to like glide in the air.
and the Oracle
Oh,
games.
oh,
now on
this is
Switch.
it. I now know how they get out. Underground Hyrule is an existing spiral descending to the sky. In that first trailer with the green spiral that's around Ganondorf, they get wrecked, but the green spiral takes at least Link to the sky, maybe Zelda too. That's how they get out of there. How they have to get out somehow.
Listen. It's their fault to begin with. They shouldn't be messing with anything down there to begin with. They woke up the beast, and everything died because they were messed. They were like just like with their little torches and little things searching for who knows
Yeah.
what.
By the way, we saw Sheikah technology in the trailer. We finally got to see
did, yeah.
Sheikah technology. Yeah,
That's true.
there's this
true.
one
I
room.
think
It
that's in,
looks
like-
like a Yiga hideout or something.
Yeah.
Or I was
Yeah.
thinking like either Robbie or Pura's lab or something.
Maybe.
'cause you see Sheikah symbols like on the wall in the background, and it's like a
Yeah.
wooden shack or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
assumed it was Yiga, but it could be that too.
Yeah. It's only
Well,
February.
Yiga never had any, or they never like actually used the technology, and or at least not in Breath of the Wild. They could change these things.
Right.
It was always,
Right.
and even the modern day Sheikah couldn't. They were just like, except for Pura and Robbie, were kind of piecing things together, but not even as efficiently as the Sheikah from 10,000 years before. So
Andre,
Yeah.
it's actually called Lori. Okay, actual upside version of Hyrule.
Low rule.
Okay.
Low was like a parallel world,
Low
Rule?
essentially.
Yeah,
Low rule.
low roll's in A Link Between Worlds, and I think A Link to the Past as well. Right.
No. A Link to the Past's Dark World is the sacred realm corrupted by
Okay,
Ganon.
so low roll is just Link Between Worlds. It has Bunny Link.
Yeah,
I'm-
Ravio,
Yeah.
but not ravioli.
Okay. there's like multiple parallel realms, right? So there's
There are.
I guess and there's also the Twilight Realm and Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Did we see Spirit Flames in that trailer? I saw a
We
Spirit
did.
Flames somewhere.
Yeah,
So they also confirmed subterranean environments too. Like now we know for a
Ooh.
fact that there's multiple shots of them being underground. There's this one shot where you see
good, right?
like some mushrooms, you see gray spores, you see some green like spirit wisps to the side, like little
Mhm.
flames.
like the last of us.
yeah, and there's a shot early on where it looks like there's like Lizalfos are like mining something.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah.
me wonder if
there's
there's going to be
Lizalfos,
like gameplay, like mission scenarios where
I guess we're
we're
watching
trying to like disrupt their operations, as it were, or something like. I don't know. It could be cool. I guess we're going to watch this now. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Hell
figured
yeah.
it out.
Hell
I
yeah.
figured it out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Looks a little blurry, but
Oh yeah. Hold on. I'll fix that. Sorry, that's my bad.
What's that?
Sorry.
That 1080 60.
144p.
Oh wow.
That's because I had that when I was playing it on my side. You know what? Here I'm gonna download it quick. It'll be better quality.
Bootlegging a
Alright, alright.
No,
trailer.
Yeah.
it's not. Dude, it's for the
Gasp.
podcast.
No YouTube creator has ever downloaded a trailer.
Right? I'm
You-
telling you.
No, maybe
No.
it'll play. Maybe it'll play now.
No.
Where do we get the footage
No,
from?
I'll download it. I'll download it. Don't worry
Wait,
about
you download the trailer?
Wait, that's possible?
Dude, you can screen
Shit.
capture it. Screen capture it.
it. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna
Downloading is
It's fun.
Faster.
hide. I'm gonna
Normal.
hide. All right, let me. All right, I'll be back. We'll play it again. I'm just gonna download it quick so then I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about streaming stuff.
Mhm.
there's so much to dissect about this trailer. It's just crazy.
There is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Link has cars and a helicopter. There's a Zonai car. There's a Zonai helicopter. Like
It feels like Nintendo, and I tweeted this too. It feels like Nintendo saw all the crazy, stupid things people were doing
Yep.
in Breath of the Wild, like stacking minecarts and then making an actual flying machine. And they're like, "Oh, you want to do that? Okay, fine. We'll give you an actual flying machine then. You can have it in the game. That's
You're
all good.
welcome.
That's all good. You're welcome. Have it then. Have your car. You know, yeah. All the nonsense that we were doing. It's great. I'm here for it.
they
But
also
it actually
showed
looks
off the
like
Great
you find
Plateau.
a piece
Yeah, they did.
of the like a wheel or something. It shows them like finding a wheel and then
Yeah,
like
in the
driving the
mud,
car.
yeah.
So is this going to be a nuts and bolts
Was that the
situation
wheel?
where we're
Maybe.
Was that the mud
We're-
pit on the plateau? I think it was.
yeah, he like pulls like the wheel out of the mud
Yeah, that
pit.
was so sick.
Right.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And it's like a Magnesis ability, except it's not just with metal. It's like anything.
Yeah.
One second here.
Okay.
Nate,
Yes,
do you have control of the volume? Okay, Can you make Wes a little louder so we can hear him? That
I
way-
can't. He's already maxed out.
Oh, I can turn myself up.
Okay, yeah.
Am I quiet? My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us.
Yeah, I
give
was
us-
gonna say something earlier, but I was like, well, I fix it in post all the time, but that doesn't fix the video version. Anyways, anytime you guys want me to pause, just let me know.
Pause.
So there it
Okay,
is.
boss,
There it
there,
is.
there.
That's a subterranean
underground
environment.
area.
Yeah.
Lizalfo's mining.
By the way, for
mining-
those listening in the audio version, I'm trying something new this week where I can actually show the footage. So if you want to get extra context for what we're talking about, go watch the video version.
Here on the YouTube.
Okay, how about now?
On the
Yep.
YouTube. The YouTube.
Yeah, this looks like a brand new area.
this better?
Totally is,
Wes,
yeah.
you're it's not as loud as us, but I mean, might be a little better.
Check 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello.
Yeah.
You're
Another
definitely
thought that I
audible.
would-
It's
Wait,
better.
I think
It's better.
I hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I better.
So we're all assuming that this is a subterranean area, but I have an alternative theory. If it's not a subterranean area,
Okay.
what if this is what's left of the Hyrule Great Forest? Because in a previous trailer, we got a landscape shot in which we could see sort of the horizon, and normally where the Korok Forest is in Breath of the Wild, it's not there. There's no trees. Great Deku Tree's gone or nothing. So what if this is a corrupted, raised version of that forest instead of an underground area?
I was gonna argue both. I feel like maybe
It could be
there's a
both
big
because there's trees.
hole.
I don't see a lot of trees underground, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see like mushrooms here, right? So I feel like
The Last of Us.
maybe there's spores. If you look at the footage, you can
The
see a lot
Last of
of
Us.
gray little like spores all throughout. There's definitely like
Totally.
a mushroom vibe there. But I feel like, I don't know what happened to the Korok Forest, but it feels like maybe did he just yanked it out and there's a giant hole there which opens up to something
Maybe.
there that
What if that's
The
the,
crater.
Deku Tree route?
Ooh, that's
That is
true.
interesting.
Mm.
It's interesting.
That's the
Maybe.
seed of the new Deku Tree. I don't know.
That would be really cool though. Like if we could like explore like the deep underground roots of the Deku Tree.
oh, I'm so down.
Yeah. Because I
Oh.
mean trees' roots are always bigger than the actual tree, right? Like
Mhm.
that would be crazy.
All I can bring to this clip is hype because I have no clue what it means.
Right?
It
I
mean
just like that
that
the
there's
Bokoblin-
underground areas to explore.
The
and they're big
Bokoblin
and
is
massive.
mining. And I thought that was kind of interesting because we've never seen those sort of interactions with the world, really, with like the mining of the stuff. And
More
Yeah.
Makes you
materials,
wonder if,
crafting,
like,
maybe
yeah, if like the enemies. My question is the enemy AI suddenly better this time around?
I think
Oh yeah,
More
it's
advanced.
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
follow you
Oh, yeah.
home and talk to you, and
Yeah, I thought the AI was pretty good already, but I imagine they're going to continue to build on their systems.
Well, like, because here's the thing: like facing off against a Hinox again. Well, Hinox got kind of a joke, to be honest. Once you figure them out,
it's
so
fun.
it's kind of like, okay, so a lot of these enemies, the Bokoblins, the Moblins, like we've faced this stuff before, and so for a lot of people, veteran players, will be like, oh, this is kind of easy. So how do they make it better? I think just the AI being different and with different attack patterns and just catching you off guard. Maybe they swarm you and they don't like, oh, I'm winding up to attack as a Bokoblin. No, I have a spear. I'm just going to stab you. I'm not waiting.
yeah, I think this game's going to be harder than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, much in the same way that like Majora's Mask is harder. I hate making
Yeah.
a comparison but it's like Majora's Mask is like a game that was developed with the assumption that people who were going to play this have already beaten Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I
so
think
the
that's
tone
kind of the
here.
same case here where yeah.
I also think from a story perspective, like I obviously story gameplay, two separate things, but I feel like they should complement each other. If the story is that Gandalf is more powerful and he's making his enemies more powerful and he's going to have a more dominant
Oh,
effort. Look at that
Ozir.
freaking dragon on the
Oh,
bridge.
that dragon man.
Like,
There's
clearly
malice
Gandalf-
spewing out of Death Mountain and
Wait,
yeah, like this is Gandorf's like reign. Like he
What-
puts a three-headed flaming dragon on the bridge. Death
see.
Mountain is just malice erupting everywhere. Like it's all thundery and rainy and dark. Like he's taken over. So like
Andre, leave a little bit of the description for the rest of us, Andre.
I'm gen-
As
no.
I try to describe as much as I can as soon as possible. I'm like the mountain, the dragons, the fire.
So, the
There's
point
malice
is-
coming out of the castle.
The point is though is that it just kind of shows that Gandorf has this powerful clutch on Hyrule. So to that end, if the story is that he's a lot stronger and tougher and harder to beat, then maybe the gameplay should also suggest that as well.
I like the dragon. That's all I can say. I like the dragon.
That dragon.
I cannot wait to fight that
Dude,
dragon.
Dude,
that
like
thing is
dragon.
gonna be so
Yeah.
fun to fight. I can't wait, man.
It's gonna, it's
It's
terrifying.
probably gonna kick my ass a few times. I don't care. I want it to kick my ass. That
Yeah.
thing is bad. That's a badass enemy.
To me, like the first half of this trailer makes it feel like this game is going to be like one of the darkest
Yes.
Zeldas ever.
Oh,
And then all of a sudden you kind of get to the second half, and it's like bright and shiny, and you're like, "Woo! I'm just in Hyrule." And you're
Yeah.
like, "Well, wait,
We got
what?"
that Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm feeling for all those people that I met in Breath of the Wild, man, because they show that little town there.
And
also,
then like,
they show the
hold
moon.
on. We need it. We okay. Mike, I need your opinion
Tell
on
me.
Ganondorf's voice. I know it speaks like right in this section. I'm gonna turn the volume up. Let's hear
All
this. Let's hear this voice.
Here we go.
Sweep over Hyrule Eliminate this kingdom and her allies. Leave no survivors.
Like, what are your thoughts?
Damn, man, that's just leave no survivors. Man,
Mm.
what the heck, dude?
I look. I always figured if Gandalf is in here, he's getting voice acting.
Jeez,
That's
man.
good.
Yeah,
That's a really good voice acting.
That's an actor. That's an actor.
Holy crud! That might be the best voice acting in Zelda today.
He sounds a little bit like the guy from West. What's that game? he won voice actor of the year.
Oh, Christopher Judge, Kratos.
Yeah. He sounds a little bit like, he sounds a little bit like that guy. The tone of his voice and like the grunt. But the guy's a good actor. It's really, really good, man. You believe it and you are scared. I'm scared listening to it. Look at that, man. Look at everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
They just look
Oh,
stronger.
by the way,
Pause,
hold
pause.
on.
Whoa,
New
new
enemy.
enemy.
New
Whoa,
enemies.
Hold on.
New enemies.
I'm pretty sure this is a redead. Hold
Right,
on.
yeah, right,
for sure
yeah,
that's
to the
what
right
it
of the Zalfos.
We got
Wait for
some
it.
bokoblins and then big
There
blade.
it
That
is.
looks
Right
like we dead.
Right there.
That is a
thing right
redead.
there. That looks like
His
a
mouth
redead to me.
is-
That's a
his mouth
redead,
is
yeah.
the wrong way.
Redead. Hog.
Epic.
Like,
Love it. I love to see
And
it.
is that the
Oh.
thing you were talking about earlier? To the right? Like what's that?
the
thing to
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the big blin.
Yeah.
That's the big
Yeah, we
blin,
see
the
that
big
later.
boy.
We see it later where it comes out and it's got like 5 or 6 bokoblins with it.
The boss.
Yeah,
think it happens.
there's also Nintendo's put a lot of screenshots on like Twitter and stuff, and you
Yes,
get
they
a
have.
there's a really great piece of artwork with that guy and then some bokoblins. It's
Yeah. I'll go grab that quick. We can show that.
This is tough.
Dude, this game, man.
I also
this
think
game
part of
looks
my
so good.
my favorite
Okay, here's
clip in
one
this
of those.
whole thing
Big boy.
is the Bokoblin being carried by the flying creature. That's
Yes,
freaking hilarious.
that's-
It's like
Wind Waker
waiting for-
vibes.
you're just running along in Hyrule, and all of a sudden the Bokoblin just drops, and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I love it. Love
Where
to
was
see it.
the art that Nintendo posted? It wasn't Nintendo of America, right?
No, is it on their Japanese?
I saw it because Zelda Universe tweeted it out, but
Okay.
I think it's on probably Nintendo's website.
I'm dropping I have all the images, so I'll drop it on. I'll put them on Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just saw the PNG of Link's Zonai thing.
Zelda
Oh,
got Sheikah sight still.
This one there.
PNG of Link.
That's some beautiful. He looks so good.
Wow. This is beautiful, yeah. We're looking at it, but it's not on stream.
Yeah. Hold on.
people
Hold on.
like
Everyone's
listening
like,
to the
"Oh,
audio are like,
I'm not
oh
looking at-
no.
I'm not looking at anything yet. I don't have anything. So I literally have nothing to look at. So
Zelda is in the art and looks like she has a Sheikah slate. That's
Yep.
cool.
It's a different Sheikah slate though. This is the Nintendo
does-
Switch one instead of the Wii U game.
It's been
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
only.
maybe
Hold
it's
on,
the,
here we
the
go, here we
Sheikah
go,
slate
here we go.
2.0.
here.
It's letting me do only 10 files at a time, so it's just,
No, you're
Sheikah
fine.
OLED.
Hold on. I got Zelda Universe's Twitter app that's got like almost all this stuff on it. So I'm gonna.
all right.
Good
So
old Zelda Universe.
you already have the links. I mean, the images in your
The links.
not the link.
Oh, there we go.
The images in my what?
In your in our chat. You know, it's in our chat,
We have a chat.
dude. The
Oh, yeah.
end.
Top right.
What, the N?
No, down.
What?
There's chat right below your.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
public
that's
chat.
that chat. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'm talking about the DM, like between you and me on Discord.
Okay, I'm on Discord, and now I do. Now it showed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nate, not the
Okay, my gosh, I don't check
Mike's,
my.
Mike's
Hold on.
trying to slide into him, and it's not working.
Oh yeah, okay. All these screenshots. Do you have the art and stuff too?
I do. Yeah, I got everything.
It's all in there. Okay. All right. I'll start with the screenshots here. Let me get my screen share going again. We'll share the screen. We share the screen.
Man, that special edition box. Woo.
We hunger
No
for it.
limited edition. Switch.
Oh,
Where's
is
that
it really not gonna? It's not gonna let me entire screen. There we go. That's what I want. And the screen there.
All right, people
Share.
are saying in the chat that the OLED Zelda Switch was confirmed, but I actually can't find online
Yeah,
that
I can't find it
confirmation.
anywhere.
I haven't seen
I was
that.
looking as well.
I want to. so if
Yeah,
anyone
I'm
has
not
it-
seeing actual confirmation of that. So these are a bunch of screenshots. We're just going to kind of start at the beginning here. So we have the
Yeah.
one with one of the new items.
That thing was
Yeah,
so
it's
Yeah,
like
it's like a freaking cannon.
Zonai cannon. Hand
Yeah,
cannon.
yeah, because it's got like Zonai text
Love
on
it.
the side. Yeah, it's
That's the dragon as well. It's like the Zona dragon.
Yeah.
It's got the little like broom symbol that we saw in a previous trailer as well. That was on like that big golem, like stone golem
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I don't know what else to call it other than a little broom symbol.
So
but-
Zonai items. Like I'm guessing there's gonna be Zonai dungeons or something, and we get these items
yeah.
maybe.
I mean, this is 100% in a cave. Like just
Yeah,
look
Oh,
at
yeah,
these
I mean,
guys.
it's a
Wait,
cave.
there's
Yeah.
stalactites.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cave. I mean,
It's yeah.
Also,
100%.
that stone talus has a luminous stone. I don't think we've seen luminous stone taluses.
oh
have
yeah,
we?
yeah, I mean,
No, they
Yeah.
are in Breath of the Wild. There's luminous
Okay.
chalices.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
all right.
I'll shut up.
Next image.
It's okay. I still love you. Oh, they're
Nice.
holding
Hylia.
hands.
Yeah,
Yeah. So is
Holy
that Zelda or is
I
that
think Hylia,
Hylia or what is
straight
it?
up.
Yeah, Link's arm is
or
glowing.
is it ascended Zelda
Or
who's
Zonai
become
Zelda.
Hylia?
Oh,
Zonai Zelda.
Mm.
Look at her. Look at like the stuff
I
that
have
she's
a
wearing.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she the bunny Zonai we've seen in the trailers?
There you go.
there you go.
I just like how
Maybe.
detailed and intricate this metal stuff is on
I
his
think
arm.
that's Link's hand with Dead Zelda saying.
Maybe.
Oh no,
Maybe.
Or it's Dead Link.
Ghost Zelda.
See, that's his hand right there. That's his hand.
Yeah, this might be. I
That's-
wonder if this is like the first time Link got a good look at his hand. And he's
Maybe.
like,
Woke up there.
this
yeah.
is pretty.
Just
This is
took
pretty
the-
messed up.
Yeah, this is pretty nice.
What is wrong with my arm, man?
Hands are big.
Or he's like, ooh, I got powers.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, like maybe he just received some upgrade
Yeah.
of powers and he's
He's
Oh,
already-
it could be.
yeah.
Yeah. Like he's
know.
like, what the hell? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta do my nails.
And
This
there's
is
the
the
new
new- not
Magnesis.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
Magnesis replacement. They clearly
Yeah.
wanted that
Look at
ability
blue
still in the
hand,
game.
bro.
So this it's like the wheel for the little car thing that he's driving
Yeah.
later. So I think we're gonna be able to like
Oh, Wes brought
assemble.
up, yeah.
Assemble the
vehicles.
parts and build them.
It's gonna be Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts.
Well,
Oh,
there's.
God.
Also, I just want to say this goop stuff looks so much better than it did in the old game.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, before
it
it was
does.
like,
Like
mud.
that
Did you
looks
see the river as well?
significantly
Like,
better.
Is it mud or is it like some
The
acid or
tar
something?
stuff that we can't
It's
enter or whatever
chocolate.
it is.
It's
Yeah.
Team
I-
Milk Chocolate in the Splatoon Splatfest. They made it into.
So wait,
They made it.
he's putting together the card, right? So that's mean. Does that mean we have some sort of crafting?
Yeah,
Think
that's
there's
what I'm
gotta
saying.
be,
At least for cars and
Or
maybe
can we
helicopters.
disassemble and rebuild different things with the
Right.
same
Mhm.
parts?
Yeah.
We gotta fix the Master Sword somehow. So
Like here's one.
There's
Speaking
the
of it,
car.
there's
Yeah.
a car.
Looks great. Looks great.
Are they sequential in the trailer? Is maybe the trailer trying to tell us that that's the tire we're getting?
yeah,
So-
that's it. Was
Yeah, they
exactly
are. Yeah,
that,
they're like it's like one shot right after the
It-
next. So
And if you look at the other stuff, it's like made of wood and things, and there's a battery in the back, so you might need a battery too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Those
And
Luna
there's
stones
ice
were-
and headlights.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
got
looks
the-
great.
That looks like one of those square rune bombs in the corner right there. You kind of put there,
Look at Death Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Look at the clarity of the whole shot.
right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
that is this is draw distances we've never seen
Exactly.
in Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild.
I
was
think
about
I
to say
think
that.
I think what happened there that is that they removed that little filter they have.
Yeah, the haze is gone.
Yeah. I think something that's probably being done. Obviously, Monolith Soft, we know they're working on this. If you take a look at Xenoblade 3 versus Xenoblade 2, they have it's a lot better at image processing and presenting
Mhm.
what appears to be a far clearer image. And they're probably using that technology here, if not maybe even a better
100%.
version of it.
Gotta love Monolith.
Yeah,
But,
well,
like,
Monolith
even,
worked
like-
on both.
Like you can
games.
even see like
Yeah.
details in some of the cliffs all the way back here.
Yeah,
Yeah, whereas in Breath of
Like-
the Wild, it's like basically silhouette.
Yeah.
almost like a little
Yeah.
grayed out too. Yeah, it's hazy.
Yeah.
hmm
And this is good. I mean,
Yeah.
not perfect. Like you can see a little pixelation on some of the flowers and stuff here, but I mean, this is so much better.
Yeah, the game's gonna look great. I think some people are really like underestimate how
They
good it's
don't
gonna
understand until it's in their hands, and then they're gonna be like,
It's
oh,
just Pokemon is fresh in their minds still, and
yeah.
they don't want to go through that.
They
again.
put, dude, this game on your OLED switches in your hands is gonna look
Mm.
so amazing.
And it's actually interesting when people bring up. Well, I've seen people like bring up the arrow, but have you played Scarlet and Violet? Yeah. Well, Scarlet and Violet was made by Game Freak, which is not an internal Nintendo team.
No,
so
no, it's
12
not.
months
True.
to do, like, have, like,
and
2
and this
days
game
to
has had
finish
like twice the amount of development
6
time.
years, like-
Just
Yeah.
just throwing that out there.
More than
With
twice.
you know,
bro.
with like a $300-400 million budget, I don't think a Pokemon game will ever have that
I
kind
mean,
of
they're
budget.
like working on the next one and then the next one after that. Like
Yeah,
Nintendo
Yeah.
releases games very.
another version of flying.
Oh, look, Edo
Drones,
device.
Tensei,
bro. We got
Naruto
drones.
fans.
I'm curious what this big orb in the
Yeah.
sky
It's
is.
a
Yeah,
Edo
that's what I was
Tensei.
like. Is that the moon? Is that a
It's
planet?
Edo
That's the
Tensei,
moon.
yeah, no, like
That's the
Pain,
Death
you know,
Star.
Pain just built a giant planet in the sky.
Right?
Yeah,
And
It's
I was
interesting.
curious, what are these things? These little
Yeah.
long strings.
no clue, but they're interesting.
That's
this-
interesting.
Something I want to point out here, right?
man.
Look at the
Sonic.
background. We've seen this before, but you see there's a lot of islands that just go vertically upwards,
Yep.
right behind the ball.
Yep.
We can go really high up. Like
Yes.
we don't know how high.
Well, look
Well,
just
even
look
here,
down
this
at
is super
Hyrule.
high.
Like look
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
how you can almost see like half of Hyrule right now.
Right. And there's things so high up we can't even see it.
Yeah.
So
Space.
like how big is this? Right.
Space.
And then we
I mean,
talk
there's
about
something even higher, like up here. Like what?
so
Yeah.
like we're literally
So
going to the
these-
heavens.
Like smoke lines going up or whatever. Like they could be showing you basically like where an even higher island is, like some kind
What
of
if that's
visual
the green?
indicator.
Maybe.
Yeah,
What if
maybe.
that's the green like
Maybe.
smoke stuff. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it could
Maybe.
be. Could be.
Maybe. Maybe.
Someone in the
becomes
chat
smoke.
says the Death Star, so that's
There
that's
we go.
worrisome.
Yep.
There we
There we
go.
go.
And
I
that's
like that
his
video.
that's his ship. He's gonna, shoot the hole in the middle.
That's
I
no
mean,
moon.
one thing that's obvious, there's a crap load of technology
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this game. Like
Yeah,
I think
think
more
about
than
for a
any
drone,
other
bro.
Zelda game.
I think when they went underground, they actually uncovered more technology when it comes to Sheikah technology. Like way
I
more.
think this is
Zonai.
something different. It's like
Zonai
Zonai
this is
technology.
Zonai
But even-
technology. Yeah, Andres gets me.
Yeah.
he knows
Well,
what I'm talking
Zonai's-
about.
Yeah.
Zonai has been a very common like theme or theory for this game for a while
That's
It's-
exactly why I think it
because
is
we know
that,
we know
because
so
it's
little.
so
We
well
know so little
supported.
about Zonai.
So interesting tidbit. During Breath of the Wild's initial conception, the Guardians and the Sheikah technology were not a major plot point of the game. After the 2014 trailer, fans went nuts analyzing the one enemy we saw in that trailer, which was the
That's all they
single
gave us.
Guardian. Because that's all they gave us. So
It could
we
have
went
been a
nuts.
Boko Blend and we would have went nuts.
The development team basically saw what the fan feedback was and thought, wow, these guys really like this stuff. So they literally
Put it
changed the story of
everywhere.
Breath of the Wild to include more Sheikah technology, which is exactly why I think this game is going to have a strong Zonai focus. Because what's the one thing post Breath of the Wild everybody's been making Zelda theories, fan theories all about
Yeah.
is just Zonai stuff.
Yeah,
It's
but
there's
a big
elements in the
mystery.
map as well.
The
Mhm.
what?
No, totally.
Elements in the
There's
map.
there's even shots later
Yeah.
where the Zonai ruins and the labyrinths, which are
There's
are
a cube
Zonai
in the
ruins.
sky that
There-
might be where the labyrinth was supposed to be.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
There's cubes floating in the sky and they're floating right above where the labyrinths were,
yeah.
which implies to me that the labyrinths literally just
Right.
went straight up into the air too.
Yeah, and by the way, we know the labyrinth were Zonai architecture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Like,
so if Ganon wants to destroy the entire world, the question is, how did what is everything rising to the sky a way of protection, or did Ganon?
Like in Skyward Sword. That was
Yeah.
like what they
Or are
did.
we going back in time to
yeah.
like, get get knowledge from the ancient Zonai?
Mhm.
it's hard to
civilization,
say.
I mean, even
Someone
down here, where
activated
Link-
something by
do with it, you know?
accident that just
where Link's riding his horse, like there's just all this sky stuff, and you like, this really tall thing. What the hell is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
thing is, like,
This cube
You
thing
can-
that's like, stuck in the ground. What's going on?
you could argue that things are coming up, but there's evidence that things are actually coming down.
In this trailer,
Yeah.
there was.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, you can see like things falling.
with the
from the
green
sky
energy
lining.
around it too.
Yeah.
as
What
it
if that's
comes
like a
down.
burst
Nope.
of energy that maybe lifts it up and then it falls back down when the energy succeeds?
Well, it's
I
not
think
related to
some
Link
things are
because
going
you'll
up,
see Link
Some are
away
going
from
down,
it.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's always the chance that these sky islands, or a good majority of them, were always there, and we just couldn't see them because of the cloud barrier, which was
Right.
introduced in Skyward Sword.
Sword.
So that's always a thing,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
because we see dragons go through the vortexes.
There's
into the
Twin
clouds.
Peaks. We kinda know where we are here.
have
There's
seen
Twin
evidence
Peaks.
of one of the divine dragons in a previous trailer.
Yep, we
Actually,
did.
Yes.
First time I actually
Yeah.
looked for something from Breath of the Wild, I'm like, oh hey, look, it's the Twin Peaks. So like, I actually know where we are right now.
there we go.
There you go.
Look at that.
It
I
is
think,
fun trying to figure out
Oh.
where we are in the
Oh.
map. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's
at
a
the
shot of the
sword.
Master Sword
Look at the
before it's
sword.
fully broken.
Yep,
That's
got the
before it's
malice on it.
fully broken. Wow.
Yeah, that's in the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they showed
Link-
this at the end, and
This is
someone
Link
tried
had
to
to
tell
get
me like this
power.
stuff destroys the sword, but there actually was. I went frame by frame. There was no scene where it ever showed the sword destroyed.
You could have been
It,
fighting.
it just
that
shows him
creature,
dropping the sword to jump after Zelda. That's what it shows.
Yeah, it might break later.
Yeah,
What-
it could break. Maybe it breaks when he drops it. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
what if Link goes like this with the sword, and all of a sudden
It's
Ganon
gonna
catches
bomb.
it with his hand, and all of a sudden,
We're back.
Ooh, there you go.
Maybe it doesn't
Um,
even like shatter during the fight, but that damage it sustains after they go back up and they like retreat. You see it just fall away. And it's like
where's
it
the
kind of gives
news?
up. Like maybe like the
Sorry.
Spirit of Phi dies, and that's when
Mm,
the sword gives
This
away,
is
and that's how it looks in one of the previous trailers.
that shot.
Oh,
Beautiful.
This shot has me like.
This is
is
what I was bringing
happening?
up earlier. Remember how we were talking about how it looks like the technology's gotten better? So this is another angle from the first trailer, and look at the lighting and the shadowing. Like it looks good.
it
Looks
looks so
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
so sad, man, so sad.
And like,
She's not dead. Don't worry.
She's
She
dead.
could be.
Dead.
I mean, here's the thing.
Temporarily.
What I'm trying to figure out is like, Link jumps after her, and what exactly he's gonna do? She's falling. Okay,
He's
you're
He's
gonna
gonna
go
yank
fall
out
with
the
her.
paraglider. He's got a paraglider.
Also,
Well, yeah, okay. But let's say like he's got the paraglider. There's rocks falling everywhere. Don't tell me the paraglider ain't gonna get hit.
Well, listen. This
He
is
died.
Other than doing nothing.
this is where- this might be where we hear the voice of Zelda kind of speaking to Hylia, save him or whatever, or
Mhm.
whatever.
Oh.
Random power, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Maybe.
yeah, 'cause maybe he does
Maybe.
catch up to her and he tries to save her, fails. They're both gonna fall to their death, and then that's where it's like save him, give him
to your
the power.
point, his hand right there is already ruined.
Yeah,
If you go to the trailer frame by frame, you can see his hand was like burned and scarred during
Mm-hmm.
the fight. Like he's fighting with like a completely mangled like right side of his body, and he's trying to grab Zelda with that mangled hand.
Mhm.
How is that
'Cause
going to
he's-
work out for him?
I mean, he's
Can you
right- he's right-
imagine trying
yeah,
to
and he's
save someone with a
right-handed, so
completely
that's why he's
burned
doing it.
hand?
yeah.
So it's basically she grabs a hand and stays with the hand in her hand, and then just falls with the hand.
I don't.
The hand,
I
the
don't-
hand in the hand.
I
And then
don't
this
know.
is a new one.
Oh.
This was never
What?
in the trailer. This was not
No.
in the trailer.
Coom.
And there's a divine dragon.
Yep,
There's a dragon.
dragon's right here.
Can we get a
That's-
zoom in on the dragon?
Can we like can
here, no,
enhance?
I'll open this in the browser and see if I can get it.
Enhance.
Hold on.
Enhance.
Let
we
me
haven't
open it.
seen
Oh,
this at all.
And computer.
Computer
Or
enhance.
enhance.
Enhance. Oh, okay. We can zoom in. a
And
little
that
bit.
might be a
We gotta
dungeon.
zoom
Like
in.
the
that
dragon,
Farosh?
there's that giant structure. Like the
I
dragon's
think it-
more important.
Is that far?
I'm trying to determine if it is Farosh. It's hard to
Yeah,
see, but the
Farosh, yeah.
horn.
see,
It looks
I'll-
like the horn
Control
formation
scroll.
of Farosh.
control scroll.
Yeah, open it back in your browser and control
Yeah,
scroll.
yeah. All right. I was like, I knew there was a way to zoom in. I just don't remember.
Zoom.
Enhance.
Farosh, yeah.
And there's the
Enhance.
Master Sword ruined. You can see it on Link's back too. It has like a yellow mane. Is it possible it's another divine dragon? Like
It
a
only
fourth
zooms
Yeah,
in
one?
there
one
could be more
direction, it's
dragons.
weird.
I see no reason why there
you
wouldn't
not-
be.
Use your arrows to.
Yeah,
Right.
what if it's
Oh,
just
there
like
we
a
go.
beast that lives up there? Like this is just part of the life that lives in this realm.
I'm still looking for the dragon.
Mm.
Yeah, the dragon's right there in the middle.
In the
Yeah, I
You
think
can see
it's
a
a
bit more
new one.
detail on its head there.
Yeah. It doesn't I want to I mean
I do think
it
it's a
has
new
the
one.
blue crystals.
like Nadra. Yeah, but
yeah.
the
but its
rest,
mane
like its
looks
where its
more
face is,
yellow.
And is it
Yeah.
carrying something right here?
It could
That's
just
the
be his
feet.
feet.
Uh,
It has
just
like
clapping.
6 limbs. So
it's going doing this.
the viral.
And there's like a shining light beam like hitting.
there's
his
there's
head.
angel
there you go.
rays. Yeah, there's angel rays.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Go to Link's back,
Yeah, I'm curious about that as
absolutely,
well.
absolutely.
and then we got to take a look at that structure too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
we
don't
got
care about his underwear per se. I just want to see the Master Sword.
Hey, dude.
per se. Not saying he doesn't, but
He does,
Yeah.
he does a little bit.
It's worth noting. I mean, if we're talking
look,
about it,
we're not
you
going to
can
get a
see
look at the Master Sword without seeing his ass. All right, that's just what this
he's
is.
got bandages
From the
wrapped
ass
around his
back in
thighs.
He does.
actually.
He actually
Yeah.
had, like. I wonder if he's hurt.
He has
He
a
looks. Yeah.
Yeah, like what if he goes back in time? He like obviously gets resurrected somehow, and that metal right there is from the Zonai trying to like save his arm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Could be like it's an attempt to stop
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
the spread.
Yeah.
like Iron
Yeah.
Man. Like Iron Man.
Even if it's not in the
We've
past,
already
there's
known. We've
definitely,
already
like,
known that it
something going
spreads a
on
little
up
bit
here.
down his body. We've seen that.
What about
Yeah.
this one? What about this one? It's not necessarily going back in time. All the timelines are converging into one.
That's possible.
So these that pop in with the green energy is literally something popping in from a different timeline and dropping in.
Like multiverse come. They
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
I think this is early game, by the way.
Okay,
Like, I
Doc-
think this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like the opening segment of the game.
I think it's after like the initial like Hyrule raise, Hyrule Castle raising.
Hey, I
Yeah.
finally saw a dragon. It has like legs and stuff.
You gotta remember,
Yeah.
Mike Odyssey's legally blind,
Yep,
so it's
yep.
a bit harder for him to see. Yeah.
Okay.
Can
Yeah,
we get a look at the big structure? We've never seen it from this angle before.
Yes.
Is it like
yes.
bridge? Do those bridges look familiar?
Yeah,
Like,
we'll
that
zoom
bridge is
in.
broken.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a
There's-
good looking building.
There might be an arena up there.
An arena, or maybe that's
A
A
Pokemon
dungeon.
Oh, it
gym.
looks like you go up here
Pokemon gym.
and then you enter here, and then it's just a big,
Right.
tall ass structure. I mean,
I mean,
this is where
this
people
could
get the
be a
theories that
dungeon
this,
where
yeah, the
you make
people
your way
think
up
it's a
and then
dungeon.
boss fight on the roof.
Yep.
Think about that. That would be
Could-
great.
that could
That'd
be
be
awesome.
awesome.
Because it kind of looks like
the
they might
circular door,
open.
or like the the door that had like the dragons, circular dragons, where you open it up in that first scene
Yeah.
in the last trailer. That could
It
be
could
that
be.
structure right there.
Yeah, it might be where we start too. Like it may not
It could be
be
Shrine of Resurrection.
a dungeon. It could just be a Shrine of Resurrection. That's possible. I want to believe it's a dungeon though.
It's
A
not
lot of
I
people
want
do.
them.
That's the
Give me
one
the
thing.
dungeons.
This is
Give me the dungeons.
Here's my thing. This is now our fourth big trailer,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and we haven't
Yeah.
seen dungeons, which tells me there's no dungeons.
I disagree.
But the thing is that I thought that the dungeons were always in Breath of the Wild because of the shrines. There's puzzles.
That's what Nintendo says too. By
Yeah.
the way.
So if Nintendo officially says them, then the shrines are the modern part of dungeons. You know,
We,
Well,
we
those are,
haven't
like,
seen
trials.
shrines either though. We haven't seen the replacements for that either, right? So I wouldn't say, there's no shrines either or shrine replacements. We
What do
just
we
haven't
do?
seen it yet.
We were
Yeah,
collecting
well.
all those spirit orbs for like they got us highly. It gave us like, what are we gonna do with those things? I know we got
Right?
like, stamina and health, but like,
just tell them,
are we gonna like revive the goddess Hylia from them? Like,
get some
Yeah.
rubies.
uh,
I think we see some zip lines down there. We've seen it in previous footage, so it doesn't surprise me.
I think I see a car down there. My God.
there's definitely
Look, I think I see the Geico logo.
Is that a
right.
salon?
I see a zip line. There's a zip line like that goes from one
Moving platforms. We got moving platforms here. It looks like.
Yeah,
At least platforms, maybe
I-
moving. If you look carefully, just above those platforms to your right, I think we can see a zip line.
that's what I just
Oh,
said.
that'd be so sick.
Oh, I missed that.
Right
There's
here?
also a broken bridge to the left too.
That's what I just said.
Both?
Yeah.
You said both? You
I
said
said
zip line and a
both.
broken bridge?
I said there's a bridge there and a zip line.
All right, well, I
He
guess I'm
did.
deaf.
He
I'm
just wants to
legally
make sure.
If they
Mike
both-
wants his credit. He
Yeah.
sent the images. He
I-
wants
yeah.
his credit.
I mean, I'm not a Zelda guru, but I see stuff.
There's a line here.
When I see stuff,
Oh, there's
That's
yellow
not like-
trees. Called it.
Yellow trees.
Wait,
Happy little
those-
tree.
There's
Those
clouds.
Oh,
those
you know
yellow
Link's in
lines
this
are coming
game.
from Link's arms and legs. That
Yeah.
line that's coming through the dragon's head, those are coming from Link's arms and legs. Those look like wind.
West.
Yeah, they're like those
confirmed it. This is
motion lines.
there-
Oh,
there's
yeah.
time travel.
That's
There's
wind,
time travel.
right.
There's time travel
There's no time
because
travel.
yes, because Link it looks
I'm
like
a time travel denier.
he went back to the 80s and he has a
Look-
beeper
Yeah.
in the back of his
But
head.
look at
Oh,
I'm
the-
here
not
we
gonna
go.
say it's impossible,
Here
but
we
I am
go.
also I'm a time travel denier. I think there's things from that have ancient history that will be alluded to. I think there could be flashbacks and stories of the past, but I'm also
You don't believe in
on team no
You don't
time
what
travel.
about the Zonai technology or like the new champion technology that allows us to take the rock?
That is a great
And then-
point. There is
That's like-
some
that's kinda
time
time
travel
travel.
stuff.
all right,
Yeah.
then you can't deny it. See, you can't deny it.
I'm a
Still a
time
denier.
travel like supporter.
This is another shot I haven't seen
I
though. It
love
looks
time travel.
amazing.
Yeah, this wasn't from the trailer. Here, we'll open this one up too.
This shot,
Um,
bro.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
This is a good shot.
All I gotta tell you is that Mike Odyssey appeared out of nowhere. What from the future?
that's true.
could
honestly.
be.
Mine's
Um,
rolling up.
when do I get my castle?
I don't think you exist in the future.
Like again, this giant cube. What is going on?
See,
that-
that is exactly where the
Alpha.
southern Lomai or labyrinth
That's
is.
right by the Gerudo Desert.
right by Gerudo
Mhm.
Desert. So I think that's legit. Just the labyrinth has floated up,
Just
and there's
floated
going to be
up.
something
Okay.
new on the
Yeah.
ground. there.
Okay, okay.
Question
That'd
is,
be
Yeah.
so sick.
finally has Roblox finally signed a contract with
Oh
With-
my.
Jesus.
That's the All-Star, bro. Where's the
and
Optimus?
we're finally getting parkour in the sky.
Yes.
So-
Give us sky
Parkour, parkour.
Here's a thought. If the labyrinths are in the sky, sure, it's cool if they're in the sky, but they should do something different with them. Like we should just explore the maze again. Like what if it changes shape like within it. Like it's still a cube, but it gets completely restructured.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
It would be kind of
I don't
weird to
even
just
have to
explore the
explain it.
maze again. So
It'd be like a puzzle that you have to solve.
Yeah.
So
maybe
it's
something like that.
you have to find like the right pattern so it can actually change into the right path for you to find the whatever.
Can we go back to the desert, please? Can you look at the desert, please?
Yeah, you can see Spectacle Rock.
You can
Up
see
there
Link's
and-
nails.
Link's nails.
The clarity is
Hold on.
really
Yeah,
good.
does he have French tips?
I don't know. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you got Spectacle Rock. There's Gerudo Desert. You can actually, it's if you like use mods or something, you can actually see it in Breath of the Wild as well. But if you're playing just on like the Switch or in game or on your Wii U, you can never actually see that the Gerudo Desert connects right to the shore.
Mhm.
They kind of obscure that. But
Yeah.
even here in this image, you can actually see. With
Yeah.
like enough, you have enough clarity to actually see past the desert and see that the shore does actually connect right there to the desert.
Can we zoom out a little so we can see that or
Yo.
pull it?
Did you guys notice we can customize the glider?
There's
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the shore. There's the
Amiibo
shore.
support. Yeah, you can see the shore goes right up there, and they obscure that like you can't tell at all in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder if we can explore that then.
Man,
cool.
I want that collector's edition so bad.
Because if
And again,
hear me out
it's
here,
a-
right?
this
If we
is a
can
dumb
see it, we
thing.
should,
This is such a dumb thing. This draw distance, man. I'm just never gonna not be flabbergasted because this is
Right?
just so far beyond Breath of the Wild.
what are our
Yeah.
thoughts on boundary expansion?
It's big. It's huge.
I think there's more.
Massive.
So
Like obviously vertically, like both up and down, but like I mean, with that, like
Minecraft Legends
one
looks so
one
good.
banger after another.
All right.
These screenshots are just damn.
It's like
I-
this is a Tears of the Kingdom Direct right here with these screenshots.
Answer, Andre. I think the game has grown in every direction. Underground, sky, wide,
Water? Possible?
water, maybe.
Please
Yeah.
give me overworld
Okay.
overworld sea bosses.
Between this game, like what we're seeing with these images, and Metroid Prime Remaster, I swear I don't want to hear anyone complaining about Switch and games running on it or anything
Yep.
like that because
Yep.
they have some technical wizardry, some black magic that they're using here to get their games to work, and I am here for it. This like
Totally.
go back to that last one there. Look at the clarity of the things in the
Draw
distance.
distance,
it's it's so good. This
Yeah.
game looks so good. Oh,
And it looks
I
crisp,
cannot.
like
it
1080p.
looks so good.
Yeah, man.
Like
It looks so good.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
that's a little place I can't really ever get to where because I get struck by lightning a lot.
You need some. You need to not.
oh,
have
this
metal.
Look
part.
at that.
There you go. So yeah, we got Sheikah symbol.
Yeah.
In the background there.
Yep.
I think this is some kind of.
Well, because like these
Yeah.
arms are like these arms are like Sheik attack.
Actually, it
Yeah,
looks
they're like-
comedic. It looks comedic. I think you're right. It's probably one of the professors or scientists.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't think
her
this
or
is an
Robbie
enemy.
doing something.
This
Yeah.
isn't an enemy, yeah. Because
Yeah.
if we in the trailer there was a shot where it looked like there was a device you interact with that one of the hands was holding.
Yeah,
Mhm.
could be.
I don't know if there's a screenshot. I don't, that's a close up
Oh,
of
Daddy Dwarf.
Ooh,
There he is.
that's so sad.
Daddy Dwarf.
Daddy Dwarf.
Oh my
There he is.
dude! I like the
Yeah.
intricacy. Look at the intricacies on all the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Looks the headpiece looks
That-
way
it-
more detailed than ever before.
Yeah, that's so much more detailed than the first trailer.
you can like make out that there's like a metal like gleam to it. I want to
Yeah.
say.
Mhm.
You mean there's so much more detail in these.
That's insane, man. That's insane.
There's a
One-
Carter Rock.
Aimbot.
What I believe
Yeah.
is a Carter Rock.
That's not what matters. It's the,
The
homing arrows.
Yeah, the homing
The
arrows.
homing
Zonai
arrows.
arrows. Yeah.
Those are badass.
And that's something like if there is crafting in this game, like we're speculating, be cool to be able to like upgrade your arrows. Say you find some kind of gem or elemental thing, and then suddenly you can now make fire arrows, or you can make these homing arrows, or something like so many possibilities. That'd be so cool.
This is
But
off
notice
topic,
Link's
but
hand
there
is
are
glowing.
ice
They're octo
Pikmin now.
arrows.
Ice
Octo-
Pikmin look awesome.
Yeah. I freaked out when I saw that.
Yeah. If you go back, Nate, go back one image. While he's using that, his hand glows there.
That is
Oh, yeah,
really
when he's
cool.
using
Oh
other
yeah,
powers.
he's doing some power thing with it.
He's
It's
just
like the
solid.
amiibo in the statue.
Oh, don't
yeah.
worry, don't worry. I fired this thing. It's hitting your ass.
I know this
By
is.
the way,
listen, I know this is small, but notice the detail in the shield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is very detailed.
yeah.
Just everything. It's just there's undeniable. It's a night and day different. Like
Oh no, you're wrong. You see that tree to the left? That's the same tree from Breath of the Wild. This is a port.
Yeah, DLC
Yeah.
by the way, guys.
Lazy,
total DLC.
lazy programmers.
lazy.
Listen. If this is the same world, the tree has to be there. It's not gonna just magically disappear.
No.
Okay.
It looks the
No,
same.
the trees are in the same location in the same shape. Lazy.
Seriously, I mean,
How dare they not create a
I don't
completely
remember
new
being able
tree.
to do the shield surfing on rails.
wow.
No, that's new.
Yeah.
That's
That's
new.
Yeah.
And
it's
then whatever the hell
Sonic
this
Adventure all over.
is this
That's
like a
also
new
a new
mineral
rock.
rock or something?
Yeah.
Or
Is
some
it
kind of-
malice or is that lava imbued into the rock? And there's something. It's a weird rock, that's for sure.
Mhm.
What if it's egg?
It's just a
What
rock.
if it's a
There you
It's
monster
a
go.
egg?
dragon egg. It's a giant Cargarok
It's
egg or
kind of like a
something. Yeah.
turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what if it's a turtle?
It's a
Oh,
rock.
I want there to be a giant turtle in this game. Please let there be a giant
Yeah.
turtle dungeon.
And again, I still every time there's these far out shots, I'm like, look at this detail. That's like detail you didn't get unless you were within like 100 feet. I don't know what's happening in this game.
Yeah.
Remember in
This-
the like 29 or was it 2020 trailer or one of the previous trailers? I can't remember which one it was, where we saw the bokoblins had longer horns. But it seems like they changed the design of those horns in this trailer. Like they're not just longer, but they're also like they almost look like barbed and
Yeah,
stuff.
either they
Yeah,
changed
it's-
it or there's different types.
That's,
There could be
that's-
different
and it's
tiers
different.
of
And
enemies.
then we got
yeah.
more Zonai rune like things on this object.
Mhm.
Using his new.
His new ability to turn
hand.
this thing.
What
I
do
like
you
how it's
call
got
it
like
now?
the arrows, like the directional arrows.
And
like,
if you look
like
at
would
this,
have in
we're
Thunder.
kind of at the height of the top of Death Mountain here.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
This looks like one of the zone. I'm
This is
gonna
like a
call them
lower-
Zonai Islands. or
Yeah, it's like
something.
a lower one. Yep.
Yeah.
it's really a puzzle.
Yeah, it's obviously a puzzle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I just confirmed something that you guys are not gonna like.
What?
There's gonna be a Sonic Frontiers crossover with Tears of the Kingdom.
That's what the rail grinding was.
Oh, there we go.
Ratchet and Clank, bro.
Gotta
Yeah.
go fast. See, Link can't keep up, so that's why we have our vehicles that we build.
Yeah.
So we
It's
can
the only way
keep
to keep
up.
up with Santa.
If there's Tears of the Kingdom Con and Sonic Frontiers, I might play it.
Oh,
Bruh.
Big boy Hinox.
Big
In a
boy
cave.
Hinox.
A long.
dripping.
In a
bro. Look at
long cave.
And if you go back to the cave shot real quick,
Yeah.
just something that I think is worth pointing out. Not only do we see unique vegetation on the bottom,
Yep.
but you also can see it hanging from the top
Roots.
and the sides in the background to the left of the Hinox.
Yep.
Oh
So that's something that's the kind of stuff we would never see in Breath of the Wild.
Yep. Adding,
Maybe
Yeah.
adding
Well,
more.
Well,
Well,
we never had a cave this big in Breath of the Wild.
No.
Either. Like as
That's
big as
true.
that cave.
you still have the ball key on
Closest
his,
thing
on
was-
his neck.
Look at that, dude. Oh
Yeah, it was
my
like a
gosh.
green
That's one
one.
of the customizable.
Yeah,
paraglider
amiibo.
options.
If you use
Amiibo.
Young Link amiibo, you get that.
Yeah, you get that
Yeah.
one.
Because I got to buy the young Link.
Cargo
amiibo.
rocks.
Targarok, lightning.
This looks like military training grounds without
Yes,
the Sheikah
kinda.
Tower there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any close-up shots of the new towers.
Oh, here's one.
Can we zoom in
Ah.
on that flame dragon? This might be a better,
Yes.
more clear shot.
Yes.
Open it in
This
browser.
looks like
Yes.
a clearer shot. This looks like a clearer shot. Yeah, that's an uncompressed YouTube video thing.
Enhance.
Enhance.
I'm working on it.
More
Lightning, bro.
enhancing. We need more enhancement.
Hold
There's like
on.
a little light under the castle.
Oh,
too.
okay, okay.
Do some tappity tap on your
Oh, look
keyboard.
at his tail. Look at his tail and the spikes
Spiky
on it.
tail.
Yeah,
Tappity tap on
Oh
the
there's definitely wings there.
He's got wings there. Those are definitely
Yeah.
wings. Yep. He's
Yeah,
definitely
someone was
a
arguing there was a
three-headed dragon.
Cerberus, but I think it's
I would-
clearly a three-headed dragon.
Yeah, it's a three-headed
Yeah.
dragon.
It's a Hydra.
That's a if it's not
Hydra, you cut off one head, three grow back.
Oh, that'd be insane, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's- that would be
can
insane.
you get-
That would
I
be
don't
insane.
like, dude. If they have it where you just keep cutting off heads and they keep expanding, and it can go up to like 20 heads, okay. I
But
don't
how
want
do
to
you
hear
cut-
anymore.
How do you cut the heads though?
You don't.
Maybe
You
cut
got to
the
do
heads.
all the
I
way at
got
once.
that.
Like
You don't take the heads out. That might be the key. You're attacking the wrong part.
Mm. Well, I mean,
there
it'd be
was
cool
an
to
enemy
cut
in
off the
Skyward
heads though.
Sword.
It would be. People would do it just to get the heads. They want to
yep.
see how many heads they can get.
Yeah, it looks like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Skyward Sword on me a little bit.
Yeah.
It was almost
Yeah.
like a worm reptile thing. I forget what it was called.
Enhance more.
But I think Gleeok is probably a safe bet.
Looks like a scorpion with 3 heads.
A winged scorpion.
Yep.
Oh sure.
A winged flamed scorpion.
Winged scorpion.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that
Look at
mechanical?
that green right there.
Is what
by the castle.
mechanical?
I think it has armor on it. The Gleeok.
Armor.
If you look at the back,
Yeah.
I like where this
It's
is
like the-
going.
Oh, like right
Yeah.
here.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
either that or it's like
Super
bone.
spiky.
Yeah,
Is it a Trojan horse?
Oh gosh.
Look at the green at the castle right there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that
what if
green
it's
part.
it's bony? It's like a Stalgliok.
Like
Ooh.
Yeah, this green glow stuff.
Yeah,
There.
there's like a light under there.
Yeah, it's we see those green lights throughout Hyrule. That might be the green light that's where Gandorf was
Hmm.
potentially.
Could be fast travel points instead of the shrines. They've got to have like some fast travel
Maybe.
points around, right?
there
So
you go. There you
you
go.
you never know.
Game mechanics.
I know
They're
everything.
important.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh,
Here,
can we take a
Mike,
look at the
I
water?
do.
Mike, you and the I know everything.
I know everything. If I don't know it, I make it
All
up.
right, where are we looking at the water? It's like half the screenshot.
All right, I guess there's not much to say. I was
It's
just
okay.
kind of wondering if we could take a closer look because I want to see if maybe there's any signs of like underwater exploration.
Yeah, I'm
There's
not
not
seeing
much
anything.
there that we
Not
can
in
probably
this shot.
Eventide raises up, and that's gonna like be an Atlantis, like.
Oh, what if? Is
Not in that shot. All right.
there any other mind blowing shots?
The ominous blood moon shot. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
I hate that blood moon.
Where were these pics located, by the way? Are they on the?
Their
on the
official
website?
screenshots
Scout
released.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got
sorry. You meant
I got it from the press website from Nintendo.
Yeah, it's on the press website.
oh sweet.
So here's McCoblin's getting smoked by whatever this stuff is.
See, like, yeah, their horns
Yeah,
are
the blood
different than in that last trailer.
They are.
Like they're way more barbed looking.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one's just floating. No, I'm just pissed.
That's a glitch.
It's coming back.
Oh, man,
That's a glitch.
that's a
They're
confirmation.
showing glitch in their official screenshot.
We got a good look
What
at
is
the
this?
tornado. And notice
What
that
is
doesn't
that
actually
tornado
connect to
thing?
land.
Hold on.
Does
What
not
is that
connect to
tornado thing?
land. We've
Dude.
seen it in the concept
Can
art.
you imagine having
It
I
is
know.
in the artwork. Yeah. I think that's around Hebra, and I think basically
It's a
like
bu-
that whole
it's-
mountain is.
It's literally right above the giant Heber Mountain with a hole in it.
Hmm.
That
Oh,
might
wait.
be touching ground.
Wait, I think we can see something if we look carefully. Like right to the top, right above the mountain, right above it. There's like something there that can kind of make out. Either that or my screen is
It
dirty.
has to.
Yeah, that's- it's-
There's going to be an escort mission.
But
By the way,
seriously
this,
though,
this is a tower or something here. it looks
yeah,
like.
there's towers with lights. I think those are the Sheikah Tower replacements. Maybe those are the warp points.
dude, I can imagine
Build
Andre
our
making,
towers.
I can imagine Andre making an entire video on a speculation just to find out there was like a little smudge in his little screen.
This speck in the screen.
Yep.
You look right here. No, literally right here.
Oh wait, that's
No one else can see it.
Yeah, no one else.
Just me. No, but there is
Also, we got
something there.
Epona.
You guys don't
This is
see that?
Epona.
Yeah, that is Epona.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
E. coli?
Ah.
Epona.
Ricola?
Epona, our faithful steed.
So is that something
Ricola?
you get naturally in the game, or they just do that for trailer purposes?
E. cola?
Yeah, it could be.
Hard to
trans.
say.
There's the one with the big boy with all the.
Yeah.
Boy.
And notice those
Big
have two
boy.
horns.
Yep,
Yeah.
they got two arms, so that probably signifies a harder version.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
They are a
Look,
different color too. So
those little balloon guys are back.
Are you talking about Octoroks? Were they?
Yeah, the balloon guys that on when you play master mode, they have like little
You mean the guys?
guy, and they have like the balloon guys. I don't know the name of them. They're just balloon guys to me. Balloon guys. I'm like, you know what?
Mike, is that anesthesia still still working right? Is that
The little balloon guys on the little wooden platforms when you play in master mode, they're everywhere.
You mean the balloons that hold up the platforms?
Balloon guys.
Okay, but where are
Okay.
they in this image exactly?
I see them. They're
balloons?
they're all the way back there.
All the way back where?
we can't see it.
Yeah,
I
they're-
don't
computer.
see it.
Mike's got a smudge in his screen. No.
Something I will point out that if you look to the left, we see a few blocks that don't match the rest of the terrain. That could be
Right
from
here.
the sky.
no,
I
it's,
think
yeah.
that's likely that
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
fallen
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
because
any
we saw
Octorok
some of
balloons
that
in there.
in the trailer. Like another.
I feel
piece that
like
looks
this is
same
the
was
sort of
fallen.
encounter. The first time I see it, I'm dead.
Run.
Yeah, I'm just dead. They have,
Nope.
like, look at this. Like this big guy's got like freaking malice coming out of him or something.
I think it's during a blood moon resurrection.
Yeah, Yep.
I don't
is
care.
Definite nope.
Or blood moon resurrections don't exist because the moon's always red.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're not even looking at the same picture. That's why you guys can see it.
Oh,
talking
there you
Ah,
go.
that
Well,
that
there-
explains
there we
it.
go.
I mean, that could
Evidence.
explain it.
Yeah.
That could explain it.
I had to open my own separate picture and then zoom in. By the time you guys, I spotted it, you guys were already like in the third picture.
Gotcha. What picture were you at, Mike?
So this is more of the amiibo customizations you can get with your.
I'm
God, it's so crisp.
Not that excited about it, to be
I'm
totally
back with
frank.
where Luke
I-
before.
I mean, it is. I think is this
one
like,
looks all right.
I mean, it's fine.
That one's kinda cool.
They're still giving you like the same stuff we got in the last game, basically.
I'm basically
too.
just excited about it just because they're making announcements that were outside of the direct about the game. That's why I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Well, that means the marketing campaign's actually begun. I
right.
mean,
That's the only reason I'm excited about it. Oh,
Oh,
box.
enhance.
Oh baby,
They bought
We need to see little circles even more.
in
I
half.
don't even see anything on it that's like I don't even know what this collector's edition has. I just know it's I pay more money for Zelda.
I'll always pay more money for Zelda.
My
Yeah.
money.
Oh, there's an image that has that all the whatever.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Yeah.
I should probably pre-order this. At
So that's just the
GameStop,
box.
or
I will
maybe
pay
get it on-
$70 just for the box.
That's the box. Here's the image of all
There
the
it
stuff.
is. The
All right,
book.
so there's
You
a
get a
box.
steel,
Steel book.
steel book. You
Steel
get a
book
4-pin
case.
set. You get a steel poster, or I think that's what they said, a metal poster, and then an art book.
You know what?
Zoom on that bottom
I'm
picture.
actually not that excited about it.
It's not as
All right,
impressive
I'll
as the
have
Breath of the
Andre's
Wild ones,
copy.
but
Nate, you want to open that up and zoom in on the?
I do want
on
the
book?
art book.
What am
The
I
art
zooming
book
in
is
on?
important.
Wes
Look
said
at the
something.
art book. Yeah.
you want me to zoom in
Is
on
that
the
like
on
another
the
armor potential other armor pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Enhance.
Computer.
It's like it looks like
Oh,
Those pins
the,
look.
the arm
Those
pieces.
pins do look cool. She's got the snow boots on or the sand boots,
Yeah.
something like that.
Snow boots on.
No, we
Confirmed.
actually saw these boots in one of the previous trailers. In one of the scenes where he's like paragliding in the sky.
Yeah.
And then it's
The
got the
Tyson
palace
that
with
he's
the-
wearing looks a little
With
different.
the camp on top of it too. That's pretty
The
cool.
steelbook does look pretty.
Also, I don't remember
decent.
seeing these guys in that art,
Yeah, well, those are Zonai.
Mm.
Yep,
Those are Zonai
Zonai.
people.
Yeah, they're playing.
but that
them.
wasn't in the trailer. That's what I
That
mean.
was in
The
No,
old
because it-
trailer.
yeah,
Trailer.
it was cut off
Trailer,
like right at the bottom of it or something.
they're
Mm.
playing tug of war with
I always like steel books. I always think they're really cool.
Nate,
What? Oh, you can't see. I don't care if you can see.
they're
Actually, I
playing.
mean, I guess I would want
I
that
was
art
hoping it was
too.
not going to show up here, but
Oh no,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
won't show it. This is the
I
screen.
know. I realized that after I said it.
Yeah,
Oh
yelling
no,
Come
no,
on,
no!
Nate, let Eric
Charles
see.
Trudell. Charles Trudell's right. 6 stages.
at me. Oh,
Charles, my man.
Yeah.
Charles coming through in the clutch.
Yeah, and then the 7th stage is that one. That's why the top tier. That's Hylia.
Oh,
Okay.
all right, all right.
Nice.
Oh,
Miles
the
suggested
OLED's been
themes.
confirmed.
The what?
The
OLED's
OLED's
been
confirmed. Wait a second. What do you mean
Yeah.
the OLED's confirmed?
Look at what you're looking at. Look
What?
right next. Right. Look at the
The
logo.
symbol. The symbol.
The symbols on the Joy-Cons.
It's the same as what's on the. That
This,
was
yeah.
on
this,
the leaked
this here, you
OLED.
mean?
That's on the
Yeah.
Joy-Cons. Yeah.
Does it
And-
have one on the other side?
Ew.
Unless
This
this
is
is
a-
unless this is somewhere else. I don't think I've ever seen that in
No,
anything
this
official
hasn't.
yet.
This is new.
Yeah.
This
so
is new.
I think that pretty much confirms.
Let me go
that-
find an image of the
Yeah.
OLED.
I
the
would
thing
say
on,
the
on the
OLED is still
Joy-Cons
not.
it has 2 sides, but yeah.
I
Well,
say
yeah.
the OLED's not technically confirmed until Nintendo actually reveals it, but
Yeah, it
this
could have been a
certainly
pro-
But
does.
that symbol was the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
It's It's definitely more likely feeling.
Yeah, it's right there. See if I can get
It's
this
on the
bigger.
It's a little
Joy-Con
different
too.
though. This one has
Yes.
2 little wingings.
But there's no way you get that design just from like
no. And the whole there's all these concentric circles.
yeah.
Have we really seen that
Yeah,
pattern?
so there's like the eye
thing.
thing. That's that one was, and then
The pattern's on the Zelda website actually, but there's not a lot.
How long
of
have
it.
those been up though?
They were up around the time of the week. I'll say that.
Oh, okay.
Like I found it. So
I'll
they
say
could've
this.
Taken.
I'll
that,
say
but-
this. For people on Team Fake, this looks a bit chubbier in the egg spot versus this being taller.
Right.
The
I
egg
guess
spot.
the thing is though, like, how do you get that design?
Yeah,
Like-
to nail like the eye
Right.
piece. and
Like
the-
obviously it's been changed, but
yeah,
how do you get that design without ever seeing the logo before? It's too close.
it is too
it's
close.
very close.
Right. Now,
Also,
what
there
it could
are the
suggest though is
pins,
that maybe
too.
that was an early version, and what we saw isn't a final of how it's going to fully look when they actually announce it.
Maybe.
Sure. But
I
again,
hope because
that
the
you know,
OLED looks kind of ugly.
the,
but
the OLED they're going to announce, like
hoping.
you know, people like because they didn't announce it today, we don't have it. It's like guys, a lot of the OLEDs they've announced are actually much closer to the games coming out,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
release it before the game. So
I won't announce it for at least another month.
March.
Yeah.
Next month. Next month is a good month.
Yeah.
Put it,
yeah,
Look at the
They're
pins.
just-
Because the pins, so the pin signs symbols might also be on the Joy-Cons in the OLED leak.
we only have one. Oh, here it is. There
Yep.
it is.
Well,
That's the
oh.
exact one on the OLED league.
yep. Then also look at the green symbol. That might be on one of the backs of the Joy-Cons too. Maybe not.
No.
I'm just bringing it
I
up.
think
because
that's
it's
the symbol
possible.
that's on the back of Link's his hand. Actually,
Which and the thing is, there were two different runes that I think were on the Joy-Cons that were one of them alluding to the back of Link's hand, but then
Trying to remember where we
Yeah,
found the
I think-
backside.
I
Was it
think
this
this is-
image
oh yeah,
probably
there.
yeah.
right here. Yeah.
It's real,
Let's see
it's
if I can get.
It's real. After watching the trailer, this kind of feels more like the actual. It gives me the same vibe as watching that trailer.
Yeah, I just really wish they didn't just recopy the Azella logo from a previous special edition. They have so much material.
They do.
So there's the symbol there.
Yeah,
and
there
again,
it
this
is.
could be a prototype.
There
See
it
that?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yep.
if you have like even these exact symbol, I mean, man, like
I
if
think-
that's the same, let me drag it over.
This
here.
is they're really, I mean, it's definitely real. The question is
so
it
this is like reversed.
it's so similar.
It's similar. Yeah, this could be
Mhm.
on the other pins
yeah.
too.
That's true.
Because there's three we
Yeah.
can't see. But you see sort of an edge of one here.
Yeah. So this is what I think. I think that this is at least a prototype.
That edge of one actually looks exactly like this one.
Yeah.
Now that I'm zooming in at it,
Hmm.
I'm going even further here because we can get really clear on
Yeah.
this one.
I'm really hoping that
And then you
it
can see
was
the
just
little
a
swoop
prototype
there.
though, and there's a better looking version that's more final. Because
I
I
hope so.
yeah.
Either
Yeah.
way, I mean, love it or hate it. I mean, it's not that bad.
It's a
Look,
little ugly.
I lived through the Wind Waker special edition Wii U, which was just some gold lines. Like
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think it's a prototype. I think it's the
the,
real.
the part that disappoints me is this. You reusing this.
Yeah. It does
Um,
have the Ouroboros
That part.
faded.
Yeah, it does. It does. I like what they did around it. It's just this is such an old cop out from an old design on an old
Yeah.
special edition. Like it just why? I understand you have the asset laying around. You couldn't put a Tears of the Kingdom logo here.
You couldn't be. I was
instead.
gonna say put the
You could
logo
literally
there,
just
right
put
there.
the Tears of the Kingdom logo there and it would be better.
Hmm.
Without the text. Just have
Mhm.
like I know they have the Ouroboros here. Screw it. Just make it gold embossed and put it there. It looks so much better. But
Yeah,
what are
we're
you gonna do?
still gonna
Yeah.
get it.
But it looks legit, obviously. Too legit to quit.
Yep.
I mean that's really close. That's a close up of the
And the
amiibo.
We
Yeah.
knew they were
That
gonna make
one.
that an amiibo. That statue had to be
Yeah, that's that statue.
100%.
That giveaway. Yeah.
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 Yep. Looks
I
like a
want
nice
this-
amiibo, like most
Yeah.
amiibos do. There are some more than that. Hold on. We get some official art as well to look at. Here's Zelda.
Zelda with the new Nintendo Switch Sheikah Slate.
OLED.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
has
before she dies.
this is proof that she does have the Sheikah Slate
A
A
different.
new version of it.
and apparently a 6-pack.
That's her
I mean, that was
clothes.
already part of her outfit.
I know
It
it
was
was.
weird. It was weird.
I know it was. There's
Yeah.
Link.
The man himself.
looking pretty awesome.
He's looking like a badass. I see his
That's
metal.
Papa Link
His,
there?
his metal juts out a bit here. But yeah,
That could have been an amiibo too.
still have
I'm
no
down
idea
for that.
what
Yeah, that
what
would've
these
been
things
great.
are on Link's hip. No clue.
The Zonai energy.
Vials.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tears.
vials.
I love this.
Big
I love
Lin.
this. Dude, I
Big
love
Lin.
this. I love the art. It's always great. Giant ass tongue.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
The droopy eye,
Yep.
sloth love chunk.
Axe on
See,
head.
more official art here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's some good looking art.
That is
Yeah.
nice. You know
That is
what? You
some-
can buy that at MikeGalaxy.com right now because I want to see that design and we're doing a t-shirt.
That's it.
I
That's
think
all
that's it. I think that's it for all the actual art.
And Minish Cap is now available on Nintendo Switch through
Yes,
Amazon.
yes, yes. And so is And shout out to Zelda Universe obviously for putting this stuff up. I
Mhm.
always appreciate it. Oh, by the way, we do have links for the amiibo and stuff if they're still available for pre-order. They
Oh,
might be sold out now. I
Uh,
don't know.
you can still get them, but it won't let you check out for some reason. So.
No, that means they're probably sold out right now. Or they're not taking more pre-orders, which is all right. Let's see here. I want to get
Not all right.
So we spent a lot of time on Zelda. Let's kind of bring this all back around and get us back to here. Let's talk about just briefly some of the rest of like our other favorite parts of the direct. Like we haven't even touched on the fact that Metro. Here's the thing: a lot of us are going to be touching on Zelda again next week because HMK and Sumbro are going to come on. And I mean, I don't know if I can get HMK to talk about anything but Zelda. If I'm going to be completely honest right now. So what about like Metroid Prime? What are we thinking about that Metroid Prime drop? Obviously, Jeff Grubb was right the entire time last year, so. A lot of people owe him an apology for saying that it never existed. Clearly, it existed.
I'll say this. I mean, one, I never doubted it, right? It was always just a matter of time. And I'll also say, for the doubters, it's pretty much also, this supports that F-Zero is also coming soon too, right? Like, because all this comes from the same sources, right? Like, Nate the Hate said F-Zero, said Metroid Prime, right? Like, it's, these people aren't wrong. It's just when it comes to talking about things that haven't been announced yet, timing's always gonna be weird. We don't know, but
yeah, and Emily Rogers was the very first person to ever say anything about Metroid. So like,
yeah,
here's what's
And
clear:
specifically to
Jeff
say
Grubb,
Metroid Prime 1, not the trilogy.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
right.
like
Yeah.
Emily Rogers, Nate the Hate, and Jeff Grubb clearly have sources. I don't think there's any doubts anymore. If people doubt it because they've got a few things wrong, it happens. But I mean. Well, how
It's
much
the
more
timing
evidence
that's
do we
wrong,
need?
not the content. That's also something
Yeah.
that needs to be said.
Timelines.
Yeah,
timelines-
the time. Like the only thing you could say, like even for Nate the Hate, is because he's the one who said Switch Pro is imminent that one E3. Okay, cool, because that's probably what he maybe even saw a freaking video and images of the damn thing from some company that had it, but it never came out. Nintendo decided not to do it, so it's just, guys, you got to pay attention to the overall track records. Like when I used Nate the Hate and Jeff Grubb to say definitively there was a direct this week, it was like, check their track records. Every time they say a week a direct is coming, it's happened every time. Like they've never been wrong on it. Like whoever they have for a source that tells them when the direct is coming, they're right.
Yeah. So for me, right, the reason I was able to predict exactly when the direct was going to happen was because I knew it was either going to be the 8th or the 15th based off the direct pattern, but I wasn't sure which one. But once Nate the Hate and Jeff Grubb said, hey, we're hearing about a direct, I was like, all right, well, if it's one of these two, and considering the Advanced War pre-order thing, and then also the Tears of the Kingdom retweets.
And then on Spawncast, Nate the Hate was like, no, there's a direct this week.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, he didn't say it was a general. You're right. He doesn't have to.
Mhm.
It's February. It's a general direct. Come
In
on.
fairness to that, though, there has been conflation, or not conflation, but confusion about that, because sometimes it's like, oh, it's a direct, and it turns out to be a partner. Right? Like that has happened in the past. But given the timing, there needed to be a general direct. Like that was obvious because of
like
the
last
timing.
June, he said there will be a direct, but when he talked about there will be a direct, he said, but I don't know if it's a general. And then then he said it's going to be towards the end of the month. And then he said the exact week. And then he said, by the way, like 2 days beforehand, this is going to be a partner showcase.
Yeah.
So like he didn't know exactly what it was going to be until it was really close to it, but he knew there was one coming. And he's always very easy. Nate the Hake really does clarify when he just knows it's a direct, but not what kind.
Yeah. I'm gonna play.
And he literally he already had, as an example, his predictions episode that went up the day the direct was announced. He recorded that 3 days earlier. He already knew exactly when it was going to happen. He already had the podcast ready to go for it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna go devil's advocate here and say that nope. I'm gonna stick till my 15th. It's on the 15th.
It's on the 15th. Yeah.
Okay, DK.
I mean, what?
All right.
We might have some too many bananas on the brain, buddy.
What is the Tears of the Kingdom direct on the 15th?
It's on the 15th.
No, that would be crazy. You
Yeah,
were
my
right
heart-
after all.
Yeah.
My heart
There you
couldn't
go.
take it.
No, I know. Partway through the direct, or actually most of the way through the direct, I was sitting there looking at the clock going, man, it's been 35, almost 40 minutes. I know they do
went
go a little
30
bit
seconds.
long. I know they do sometimes go a little bit longer than the
That's
the
why
40.
they say it's about 40.
You're right. And I was like, watch them just drop a date for Zelda Direct, and that's it, and just leave it at that.
Oh, and one
I was
more
like,
thing. Tune
holy
in next
crap.
week for
Yeah,
a Zelda
right,
Direct.
exactly.
No,
Yeah,
don't
Yeah.
do that.
I was waiting for it just because of the timing.
Yeah.
No,
Watch
I
this,
knew
watch
they were
this.
going to go to like 43 minutes or something.
But,
Once I saw the sizzle reel and it was at 40, I'm
Yeah.
like, there's always one more thing. They're going to
Yeah.
43. It's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
And also it's never exact, right? They always overdo it a little bit. So this is
Yeah, it's
completely
roughly
different.
about
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
By the way, here's the Zelda marketing timeline. By the way, we got the initial media blowout today. There will be Twitter updates moving throughout all the way until release.
Yes.
Next month they'll announce the OLED, and then
Yes.
next month, and then April they'll have the Zelda Direct, and then the next month the game comes out, and then in June they announce the DLC.
I don't think they're gonna do a Zelda Direct.
I don't want them to, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think.
want-
they're-
Look, they can tell me
No
everything.
more
I don't care.
information.
I'll consume all of it. Give it to
I
me.
want
Inject it
something
in my veins.
else.
No matter what they show, it's only
Yeah.
going to end up being like 2% of the game. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'll
Yeah.
watch it, but like if you think about like a game like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it was like that's a game that needed a general direct because
It
of like
did.
how
Yeah,
complicated a game it is to play. Like, no offense to the Xenoblade fans, but that's not something you can just like jump into. You have to commit to that game and like learn the hell
Sure.
out of it because its systems are so complicated from a gameplay standpoint. A Zelda does not really have that issue. A trailer is like more than sufficient. You don't need to like explain to people, welcome to the Legend of Zelda game. You know, here's how you're going to play Link. You're going to encounter these enemies. You can travel this. They don't need to do that. They can just show
So-
a trailer.
Are you
Are
sure?
you guys prepared
Yes,
to
I'm
not
sure.
learn about the dungeons or shrine replacements until we get reviews?
I'm
But-
fine with that.
I'm not gonna read the
Nintendo already
reviews.
said it though. Nintendo already said it, so it's already done. It's just acceptance.
It's like it made sense to market Breath of the Wild that way because for Zelda, it was a huge change. So them like dedicating a whole E3 and like 6 hours of presentations to it,
Yeah.
that made sense because it was like they have to sell people on the fact that this is like the new Zelda.
Mhm.
This is different than anything you know before. But with Tears of the Kingdom,
You
they
have
don't
never
have to.
seen anything like this before.
And we hadn't. You were there, Nate. I wasn't,
And
but
they
you
were
were
there.
there. You
I
know.
was there.
They needed Breath of the
I
Wild as
played
well.
that demo a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
On that, note,
a
on that note, something that Nate said earlier, because you know, I mean, me coming into, I played the Legend of Zelda on NES, right, and that was my exposure to Zelda, and I played a Zelda here, so there. I wasn't a real fan, and guess what? I'm a baby fan. I can call myself that, a baby fan. You know, of Zelda until I got to Breath of the Wild, right? And one of the things that Nate said when they first revealed Breath of the Wild was the feeling that he got when he first saw this brand new open world, this brand new concept, the world, and then nothing will replicate that feeling. Okay, now the question for the entire panel is, did this do it for you when it comes to that feeling you had at the beginning of seeing Breath of the Wild for the first time to this, or is it a type of feeling just different?
So that giant flaming Gleeok, that gives me like kind of like the. So in Breath of the Wild, there were like these moments where like, oh, what is that? That looks strong, really interesting. I want to check it out. Or that looks really dangerous. I shouldn't check that out, but I'm going to anyway. So it is kind of inspiring a little bit of that fear, anxiety element that Breath of the Wild had because of the threats and how weak you were at the beginning.
Mhm.
So it's kind of giving me that, and that's really exciting. And then there is also the curiosity of, oh, okay, there's weird things going on here. Well, why is that there? Why is that there? And it makes you kind of want to go in those different directions to check it out. So it is kind of giving me some of the same feelings I have with Breath of the Wild.
I would say
look,
it's like a different kind of hype for me. Like, because Breath of the Wild was
Yeah.
like wow, this is like a big change. This is not as much like a big change, but it's like it looks so detailed and exciting, and it looks like bigger and better. So it's not like a culture shock almost like Breath of the Wild almost was. So like as a long-term Zelda fan, it's like this is like a
Absolutely.
culture shock of a game. Like it's
Yeah.
such a shakeup. But it's exciting in a different way because it seems like it's iterating on what very quickly became my favorite game ever, right? And it's iterating on that and improving on it. So that's naturally just like super enticing. But sorry, that's all I'm gonna say. Nate, you were about to.
Yeah. Well, so look, like the feeling I got all throughout playing Breath of the Wild is back. And it was introduced with Breath of the Wild, so it's hard to give this game credit for it. But the feeling is my favorite part of Breath of the Wild, how I spent 1,000 hours was exploration. And even though like the concerns that some people have, like, oh, it's the same Hyrule, those concerns are gone for me.
Oh.
There is so much change, so much new, and that's what we were sort of missing was, oh, here's a couple new ideas, but we don't really see what's actually really changed. And now we've seen a heck of a lot more in this one. They spliced more changes and more new into this trailer than they have any of the prior trailers. And so that idea that I want to explore, I want to see like, oh, these guys, oh, it doesn't look like there's much going on them. I bet you there is. And I bet you I need to explore it to find out. And I'm going to keep exploring and keep exploring. And what's up with these vehicles? Do we build them? I want to find out. It looks like there's might potentially be parts of them sitting around the world. I want to go find all those parts. I want to collect things. I want to figure this out. And that is a feeling that technically Breath of the Wild introduced to me, that this game is just expounding upon and reminding me that this is what you loved in the first place. And we are just ramping this up to a degree that Breath of the Wild couldn't do. And the idea of the wow factor, which I think most people got with that opening shot when you walk out in the world, shown to you. I don't know that that's replicatable because we've already had that. They've tried it already in a trailer when we go up to the sky and go through the bottom, and they pan out. It looks cool, but no one was really getting that same feeling because like we've done that. We've done this Breath of the Wild style trailer. You're not going to impress us again. But that's the thing this time around. They put a bit more story into this trailer. Obviously, the first time we've heard voice acting at all. We haven't heard voice acting in any of the prior trailers, besides whatever weird voice is in the background of those tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to me that I don't know that this game can give me the wow factor of that moment where you just look at the world and you're like, holy crap. But I don't think that's the way this game's going to deliver it. This game's going to take what already worked in Breath of the Wild and just ramp it to a degree that instead of it being like this, where you're standing there looking at the game and going, wow, it's going to be moments in the gameplay where you're just like, this is so much better. And I am so impressed in this exact moment. Like the one shot where they show you're fighting the robot looking arm. I'm sitting there, I'm like, that looks like one of those moments that I'm going to go, this ain't Breath of the Wild anymore, man. This is
bigger and better.
This is what I want. This is bigger and better. And I think that's all they really needed to do.
They Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, like the fear is that the game couldn't be bigger. It couldn't be better. Or if it's bigger, it's artificial because it's still mostly the same height. This proved to me there's so much going on that I'm okay. I'm not worried about it being the same Hyrule anymore. Obviously, anyone who ever thought the game was being delayed again was wrong the whole time anyways. Well, now there's no fear of that. Reiterated it. And look, say what you want. They're charging $70, and I don't think they're going to get away with that if this game ain't just a significant step above Breath of the Wild. And I think it is. Based on what we've seen so far, granted, we have to play it. You have to reserve judgment, see more of it, yada, yada. So nothing's finalized till I play it and get my actual opinions on it. But just from these trailers, it's like I already know what Breath of the Wild set up. This looks like it still has that. And then it's doing a whole bunch of crazy crap we've never been able to do. Oh, and by the way, it just happens to look significantly better while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Just a point, just to kind of further support what you just said, how it's like bigger and better, right? It goes back to what I was saying earlier about the Gleeok, the three-headed flaming dragon.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so big and huge. Like it's on that bridge we used to explore. So it's
like
kind
taking
of like
up the whole bridge.
It's taking up the whole bridge. So you know how like you might find like an enemy on a bridge, like say like a Lionel. Well, no, now it's just a giant three-headed flaming dragon. It's way bigger than anything else in Breath of the Wild.
What happened to the Lionels? I don't know. Did they just level up to the next level too? I don't. Let's find out.
They were too weak. They were too weak. We get harder enemies now.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
If Lionels aren't there, there will be something even stronger.
We get double-headed Lionels.
Yeah.
No butt.
So about you, Wes, did it create the same exact feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is like we got that progression between Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask. We got that evolution.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that in the trailer. Like the biggest thing is that we all didn't like about Breath of the Wild: enemy variety, weapon variety.
Hell of a lot more enemy variety this time.
Regions, like everything kind of looked the same. We got all of that in this trailer. Dungeons, lore, new stuff to think about. Like that's the trailer was perfect. Was the direct the best? I don't know if the direct was the best, but it was a good direct.
Yeah, like if there's one thing they could drop, like if there are actual dungeons in this game, okay, a trailer that just closer to launch, there are dungeons, and it just blows your mind with one of them, and you're just like, okay, yeah, they could do that because that's one thing that technically not confirmed there's any sort of dungeons or any sort of shrines or anything like there's no, there's got to be something.
What are we doing?
So that's one thing that I think they're holding close to that could be something that they do unveil in a dedicated direct down the line.
Even if they don't, like just being able to coming across your first dungeon, like
it would be wild if they never show it and then it happens to be this big theme in the game and we don't even know until the reviews drop.
So just
they're definitely holding back.
How much did Breath of the Wild cost in Canada?
It was $80.
$80.
Same as like every game.
Oh, 79.99 kind of.
Yeah, Canadian. Yeah.
All right, so right now we have Tears of the Kingdom at $89.99 for Canada.
Yep,
sounds right.
$10.
Sounds right.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Now go look up the price in over in Australia.
Yeah. So anybody who's upset about that, I mean,
you must note their money isn't quite worth the same as the USD, but still.
It does come out.
Canadian prices are wild. Like during the whole GPU thing, it's like, oh yeah, you got to go to eBay for $3,000 for a 3080. Yeah, in Canada it's like $6,000.
Now look up how much a condo costs in my city. Then you'll really be saying, "Wow."
Yeah.
so if what you're saying is true, that they're actually paying more. You know what I mean?
No. Technically they were paying like. Just a second, I just had it. If I type in 80 Canadian dollars, $59.54 technically.
I'm moving to Canada. I am moving to Canada. Right.
If I go up to 90, it's $66.98.
So if we all send you money, like
oh man,
then we can make a deal.
You're gonna save your like 50 cents on
$5 commission.
But
apparently the special edition went on sale for a little bit on Best Buy with and for $129 and it's already gone. Come on,
that sounds right.
StockX, here we go.
It wasn't refreshing enough.
Oh
man. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I hope you guys all had fun, including our newest guest, Wes Nemo. We'll have to get you on a future episode where maybe we're not gushing just straight up about Zelda nonstop. It's like all we. I mean, it's Zelda. Okay, I'm sorry.
I love this stuff, though.
Oh man, Zelda's great. Oh yes. So you guys should go check out their channels, go subscribe and everything. I got everything linked down in the description. Andres Restart, you want to tell them what you're doing and where they can find you?
Yeah, so Andres Restart, you'll just find me on YouTube. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm really tired, but I want to make like 20 videos.
Yeah, this is one of those things that you're probably like me. We just need to sleep on it, and then we can grind it.
Like, I don't know. Like, because the thing is,
it's hard to stop thinking.
There's so much I want to do.
Too many ideas.
There's too many ideas I want to get to immediately, and I don't want someone else to beat me to the chase. And
dude, I've given up on the chase. The chase. I don't worry about people beating me to it. I worry about doing it the right way now.
Right, and maybe with that in mind, I'll just I was thinking that maybe I'll just push things up a little bit. So there will be a trailer analysis for Tears of the Kingdom coming out tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll just focus the day on that.
Yeah, there's already analysis out there, so it's like don't even.
Yeah, right.
But it's not about being first; it's about doing it better.
Yeah, and I'll probably save the graphics analysis for Metroid Prime for Friday. And then my Xenoblade and Pikmin analysis will come out on the weekend.
Striking Zelda while it's hot is probably a good idea. Yeah.
But anyways, yes. So there is a Zelda analysis coming. There is a Metroid Prime graphics analysis coming. Pikmin and Xenoblade will be analyzed by the weekend as well. I said I was going to stream Metroid Prime, but I also want to do like a live discussion again tomorrow as I usually do. So I'm trying to figure it out. But yes, we're going to be talking about a lot of Nintendo every day, multiple times for a long time. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yes. All right, Wes, you want to tell them what you got going on and where they can find you?
yeah, I make gaming videos on YouTube. Talk about the latest and greatest games and stuff. You know, you guys can catch me out over on my channel. If not, it's all good. But yeah, dude, like I cover pretty much everything new. Legend of Zelda coming out. We got just covered some Hogwarts Legacy. We got
I saw
other
that.
projects and stuff. Yep, pretty powered.
Yeah, dude. He's killing it over there. He's about to crush 100K subs in like any day now. It's just
And when I met Wes, I think I was like at like 2,000 subscribers. He was like at 15,000, and this was like what, a year and a half ago. So a year later, 100K.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Man.
The algorithm giveth and the algorithm taketh.
the algorithm giveth quite a bit to your channel lately. You have unlocked the algorithm.
Variety as well, which is nice. Like
Yes.
like you know, I've been stuck on certain games and stuff, but it's nice to be able to just talk about whatever the hell I want to. So
Yeah.
That's nice.
the algorithm is currently giveth, but it'll probably take it eventually.
And by the way, publicly, I would like to give some Wes some credit, because he basically gave me some advice behind the scenes that contribute to the success of my the current channel right now. We just hit 23,000 today. You know,
Nice.
7,000
Yeah.
subscribers since the year started. 7 or 8,000.
10 years on YouTube for you guys, multiple channels.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean,
Wow.
so
All right, Wes. I'm gonna need some of this advice.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
bet.
get the scoop from West.
Like,
Is it Zone
I
9
really
magic?
could use it. Really could use a scoop here because
Yeah, bro.
I can't rely on shorts anymore. They're
Hit my
just
DMs, hit my DMs.
YouTube decided no more shorts for you, man. My shorts were
We
doing
gotta
awesome
not
and now
publish
they
them, but
suck.
we'll talk about that later.
go to
Oh
Walmart.
my God, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Good price over there.
Gotta
Well,
make
we'll
that
talk. We'll
publish
talk
it, bro.
behind the scenes. All right, Capped. What do you got going on? The burger.
Oh yeah. Since I'm in
Especially
the big boy
now
seat.
that we have Zelda. Come on now. You got stuff coming. Come on.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I already had a video ready for this Friday, and now I'm debating if I should delay it. It's going to get overshadowed by all of this Tears of the Kingdom stuff.
Probably.
I'm probably gonna make some Tears of the Kingdom content. Maybe.
No,
Just maybe.
no, maybe. I don't know.
Just
a little bit.
100%.
Look, I could make a whole
Um,
video on Red Dead. Like, there's a Red Dead, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Capp's
Oh,
channel
yeah.
just goes dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. You discovered redeads.
I'm gonna go against the entire tide. I'm gonna make a video on Miniscap, like the entire just
Do
There you
it.
go.
Do it.
You know what's
whatever.
funny?
There you go.
I bet
You
that
know,
could do
hey,
really
enjoy
well.
your 50 views. It's cool.
Yeah.
Or it'll get like 1 million views. Like it'll
Yeah,
be
'cause
like
they're
one
the
of those
only
things
one.
that just
Yeah.
stands out.
Everyone's
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for
Huh?
Minish Cap. You know what? They're probably looking for Minish Cap walkthroughs at the moment.
But I do make Zelda videos. I currently run a series called Dungeon Design in Zelda, in which I
Oh,
am
love it.
running through and analyzing all of the dungeons and their design in Zelda, as the name implies. Pretty on the nose. Not a very creative name, sorry. But the videos are good, and I've got some A Link to the Past dungeon videos coming up very soon because we already finished Zelda 1 and 2.
Hell
So
yeah.
fun stuff.
And
Fun
that-
stuff. Stay tuned.
All right. And then Mike Odyssey.
Fantastico. Anyway, well, you guys see already a little glimpse of what's gonna happen the entire week.
So
have-
maybe fully close to the videos, right?
Yeah, I have to do the entire outfit.
You don't have to wear it for hours on end.
Dude, the thing is that the outfit is so hot, man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys, they always are. I can't believe you wore it as long as you did on your
I did, dude.
live today.
An hour now. I was like an hour and a half. Like, but yeah, it's an authentic Nintendo Donkey Kong costume. Huge one with like really feathery, like all the all the stuff, all the Donkey Kong stuff.
You look like a good beefcake today, buddy.
But anyway, yeah, I have to be first thing. I have to be wearing that the entire week. If you want to check it out, you can go ahead and check that out. For Monday to Friday news. Working on bringing back the podcast little by little, but I had to kind of put it on hold because of
Yeah.
But I'm good now. I'm 100% good. So I got that going on. I had something else going on. I completely forgot about it. But on the 18th of February, we have our 20K. That sounds horrible to say now. 20K milestones.
As he's hit 30K by then.
You hear it?
20K. Our 20K milestone.
It might be a 20 and 30K milestone stream. Look out.
So yeah, it's a Mario Kart tournament and a Fall Guys tournament together. And then during that tournament, then I'll announce. I will have a link down below so you guys can sign up and give all the information, and then announce the Switch OLED. And I have another Switch OLED. I got 2 more Switch OLEDs for a 30K.
So that's it. Might be a double upstream by then.
Yeah. So I mean, That's what I've have gone on so far. I also have I'm working behind the scenes with a story that I wrote based on Mario, like a fan fiction story. It's called The Story of Princess Peach. It gives Princess Peach like a little background, with her parents and how the Mushroom Kingdom came to be. And this is just all fan fiction, but we wrote it, and then I have a person who's actually like illustrating it and animating it so that we can have it on the channel one day. It's a pretty cool story, and it's coming soon
Nice.
to a theater near you.
To a theater. Yeah, there he is. All right, awesome. Well, I'm
My Odyssey White.
so you're not gonna tell them where you're from? That's all right.
Right? My Odyssey YT Instagram, My Odyssey YT Twitter, and my YouTube. My God.
I think we have a chat command one of our mods can throw up for you to help you out. All right, guys. Well, I'm obviously Nintendo Prime. You know what's up. This is the Nintendo Prime podcast. I'm assuming if you're here, you know where I am. But if you don't and you're listening to our audio version, you caught us on Spotify or a billion other places that we are, iTunes. You go ahead and check out the YouTube channel. Obviously, as you heard, if you're listening to the audio version or saw the video version, I am experimenting and trying to make these podcasts even better as we go. Obviously, this is the first podcast I even attempted to show video clips and or images of the things we're talking about. Might try to do that more in the future as well when we're talking about specific games. Might just play some trailers and stuff for people at times. So it's not just always our giant mugs you're getting. You're getting some context for the conversation visually at the same time. A little visual enhancement. Unfortunately, audio listeners, they haven't invented the ability to shoot waves into your brains audio-wise to create images yet. I'm sorry. Maybe that'll be a tech that'll exist someday.
That'd be interesting.
Doesn't exist now. So
Cyberpunk DLC.
there, Cyberpunk
there you
DLC.
go.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I mean that's what Cyberpunk exists for all along.
Mhm.
That's why it was so buggy at launch. Anyways, you guys know where to find me. Nintendo Prime everywhere. Just type Nintendo Prime literally into Google search or any sort of search. Actually, I don't really know. Bing is experimenting now with Chat GPT. I don't know if I'm in the Chat GPT database. I have no idea. So maybe you can't find me in Bing, but you'll find me everywhere. Who uses Bing? Who uses Bing? Anyways, you can find me. Just type Nintendo Prime. It's probably me. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We have had 2 straight episodes cross 4,000 views. We haven't had a single episode in season 2.
No, you do come up as the first search term on Bing. Nintendo Prime. Nintendo Prime YouTube.
We every single episode in season 2, this is our 7th episode, has crossed 3,000 views. These are literally nonstop records all the time. You guys are loving the podcast. We're going to keep finding ways to improve it. Keep bringing new guests on. And also, while this isn't new, next week, just a little tease, it is the OG 6-pack back again from episode 1.
Heck yeah.
Never
So
give
stay
up.
tuned.
Journey on, dude.
Never give up, journey on, and party on, Wayne. Just showing my age.
Oh boy.
Showing my
Oh, boy.
age.
Oh boy.
If you don't get that reference, I'm too old for you. All right. You
Oh,
guys
yeah, and
have-
I'm older.
All right, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.